Saturn, hello, hello. Good day to ya. Interesting that I'm seeing your message. The chat isn't working right, I don't think. But I saw your message. Let me see. Did I not activate the chat? No, I did. Weird. I saw your hi, Dan. Folks, if you're watching me on any stream right now, I am not going to see you. Because I need to restart my multi-chat. So if you're saying anything, I'm not seeing it right now. But I will momentarily, alright? We're just loading up the multi-chat again. But Saturn, I hope you're having a good day. What's on the docket for today? Hold on, there we go. Put this over the side. Activate source. Activate source. Activate source. Alright, it looks like it's working. Now let's test it. Again. Alright, there we go. So I go on a kick, and I hit him with a morning. Try with an exclamation point. Maybe that excitement will make it work. I see another message. The multi-chat is not working, folks. That's not good. Hi, Dan. Okay, yeah, I'm just really tired. Just came out of a 2 hours of physical education. Nice. Well, I hope it was beneficial for you. And your health. I am having Saturn a moment here. I'm trying to set things up and it's not working. Is it my message that are not showing, or is it all? No. Twitch appears to be working fine. Go ahead and give YouTube a try. Let's see how YouTube's doing. Okay. All right. Notification, new subscriber. Thank you very much. Hit him with a caps lock. Hold on. Morning. Morning. Let's see if YouTube is broken or working. That'll tell me a lot. Okay, so YouTube and Twitch are working. It's just Kick that appears to be broken. We'll know in a moment, though. What is this? Of course. You count. There we go. We're sorting it all out, folks. We are sorting it out. Darn it, caps lock. There we go. It was run and bike. I don't know what that means. I assume that means you ran and you were on a bicycle. You said that like run and bike, like everyone knows what run and bike is, Saturn. I mean, I assume what you mean by that is that you, during your PE class, you were running and then you were riding a bicycle. But I can't be sure. You referred to that like that was a game or something I would know. The way you said that was just a little strange. All right, here we go. Okay, so Kick is just broken, but the rest is working. Now confirmed. What I'll do is I'm going to delete Kick. From my multi-chat. Find out it again. Doldrum Dan, that's me. Chat, I am so exhausted. I barely slept. What in the world is this? WebSocket standard. Okay. Uh-huh. Like someone is on bike and you follow him by running and then you change. Okay, so that is a very specific thing, Saturn. Why did you assume I would just know what that is? I've never heard of that before. Sounds interesting. I accidentally closed out of that. Oops.
Lola Bunny and Daffy.
Sorry about that. That was somebody else's stream just popped up. Somebody else's stream just popped up. Yeah, it's the front page of Kick. Whoever is there, that's what you just heard. I cannot get it to work. Okay, let's try logging in on their website. Maybe that'll help. Sorry about this, all chat. We gotta fix a broken thing. If I leak anything, I hope somebody will shout out. Go. Dol Duram Dan. Log in. Let's see. There we go. Please enter the 2FA code. You have been text messaged. Where would that be, I wonder? That also does remind me, I forgot to plug in my phone here. Hold on, folks. We're fixing a problem, but it'll be fixed before you know it. Is that right? There you go. That is right. Okay. So now I am logged in to Kick in the chatting app. Test. Whoa, that's really broken. That is really broken, chat. It's not picking it up at all. If standard mode has issues, try WebSocket mode. Okay. We're gonna try WebSocket mode. I've never done this before. I am now signing in. Giving permission. Success. You can close the window and return to social stream. Okay. Live chat. Testing. Okay, now it's appearing. Chat, have we fixed it? By the way, if I'm showing my screen, I've just leaked 87 of my passwords. By the way, if I'm showing my screen, I've just leaked 87 of my passwords. Fixed. You're gonna hear a little double voice there. Alright, fixed. Interesting way we fixed that. I've never had to do that before, but in the end, we got there. Double checking. Okay. Yep. Fully working. Confirmed. There we go. Alright, we put this in the corner. I'll put this over here. I'll put YouTube on top of it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have fixed the broken stream. We have what? Pinged the Discord. We have closed the Discord. We have opened a video game. Folks, here we go. Oh, I better turn on the controller. There we go. Windows 11 bug, classic, that's fine. Pop up, you can't see that because I have game capture. There we are, folks. Look at that. Let's practice, huh? So, what we learned is we have one problem in this entire run. Incredible. It's this guy. Can you tell? Okay. What's my phone at? That was awesome, dude. That was awesome. Hold on, chat. Okay. And that's our problem. What you just saw is literally our problem. Is that this guy is just... We're cursed when it comes to him somehow. Nice. Oh. I hate this boss. This is the worst boss ever made. This is now my most hated boss of all time, chat. Okay. Let's set this all up correctly. All right. Oh God Almighty! All right. For this guy, I will have a +3 because I do Parthis first. Then I come back, I do Sage, do Deacons, and then yeah. So +3. I will have... I won't have the sword ring. Okay, so my build was totally... I won't have any of this, obviously. What? Because it's all past him. But I will have the grass crest. I'll have a +3. Great. Where's the lady? You.
Well,
And I am just gonna make my luck 40. Did I mess it up somehow? Okay. I'm gonna have to... Something isn't right, so I'm gonna have to alter my stats. Dude, I don't care. Let me go. Wouldn't let me do that. I have to alter my stats with another mod. That's okay. Whatever. Chad, I am so tired today. I slept so little last night. All right. Let's watch all the stuff. If you're wondering what I'm doing, take a look. We are now minus level 80. Hunter! Thanks to you, I changed my description just now. Hello, Hunter. Hunter, how are you this morning? Hunter, it took us a while to start stream because the chat wouldn't work. And so I have no idea if the chat's working everywhere, but we're minus 80 now, chat. Level 80, which seems normal. I'm gonna say I probably can't wield my weapons. So let's figure out what I need. I need 10 strength, 16 dex. Okay. 10 strength, 16 dex. We can do that. 10 strength, 16 dex. Minimum requirements achieved. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I probably need enough stamina. Let's just be honest. Still sleepy? You're still sleepy or I'm still sleepy? Because the answer is I'm definitely still sleepy. Assassin DS3. I'm very sleepy. I'm so out of it right now. Are you also sleepy? I don't know what these icons mean, bro. Level, strength, dex. Endurance 11. 11 endurance. Boom. Just like that. Okay, so that's the amount of endurance we'll have. This is the amount of strength and dex, and nothing else matters because I'm getting one shot anyway, right? Or we can make Vig 99. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right, for now, that's what we're doing. Just so we can survive longer and learn. I mean, I don't really think there's a purpose to this, but, you know, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? All right. Oh, all right. Hunter, you gotta save me. Please. Ugh. All right, so that's not what you were supposed to do. I obviously did not go to the right place. I need to just learn the crystal spawns, I think. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, chat. Imagine it was that easy. Okay. I cannot believe that right now, by the way. I turned down all my... That's unbelievable, chat. Interesting. My OBS says my internet connection just dropped, but like, how? It's connected directly to fiber. Oh, which by the way, oh man, I have so much work to do in this house, chat. This move has taken so much more time. So much has gone wrong. Maybe I would have died there and I just had so much health that I didn't realize it. That might be it. Who are you? Oh, you can summon Aegon here? That's cool. Kind of a weird place for him, though. Incredible. So that'd be just death. He just doesn't want to do the follow-up on me at all. Okay, I just badly timed it. Come on, man. Unbelievable. Leave me alone. Chat, I am too tough. I'm just being bullied. Let me just... Okay, come on, that was it. That was it. You can hear it hitting my shield, so you know that I'm like barely off. You know what I'll do? I'll do this. You're kidding. All right, try again. I don't know how people like so consistently. He's like the easiest boss ever or whatever. What? Loss of attunement slots? No. I don't know what I just pressed. Huh? Okay, so something is just bugging out. That's fine. Here's the concept. Unbelievable. Stop it. What? Why? Why did you go away as if I did enough damage? Oh my gosh, chat. I'm losing my mind. You're supposed to be able to hit him two-handing the shield to reset. Chat, I'm losing it. How do people force it to always, you know, like do a parryable move? Stop it. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Oh, yeah, I'm glad honestly, I'm glad the game crashed. I'm rethinking what is wrong with my stream. I mean, my screen. What? There is a huge streak on my screen. Bro, what the heck is this? Hold on, chat. That's nice. Oh, I don't like that, chat. I don't like that at all. Because, like, however this appeared on my screen is probably, like, a bug walked across my screen. Like, how else would this have appeared? Hold on, chat. Cleaning this off. It crashed, which caused me to see the black of my screen, which allowed me to see this giant thing over it. Oh, chat, I don't know. I don't know about today. Mellow, hello, Mellow. How are you today? Did I just mess my screen up? I might have just messed my screen up. I cannot get the, Now the smudge is, like, stuck on my screen that I just wiped. Hey, Blinja Ninja. How's the back doing? The back, I think, you know, let's not curse it, but I think it's healed, Mellow. Great to see you. Blinja Ninja. Hello, hello. Welcome. You just are in time for the game crashing on us. Let's reopen that chat. We're doing some practice against the boss I am worst at, which is embarrassing enough to say, the Crystal Sage. Every other boss in this game I can now hitless consistently, but Crystal Sage, no. Somehow, that boss is just impossible for me, and I don't know why. You can see my speedrun times at the top, and you'll notice from High Lord Wolnir to Crystal Sage is a 12-minute, 40-second gap. And, it doesn't really make sense, because I kill Wolnir and then I teleport immediately to Sage, so then why is it taking that? That's why. I'm getting memed that much. But anyway, we just started our stream, folks, and your boy is gone. Alright? We are tired today. Dark Souls, I love this game. Yep. Dark Souls 3. Incredible game. Which you'd think we were good at. But it's just this one boss. So honestly, it's embarrassing you've come right now while I'm doing the one thing I'm worst at. All right, there we go. Let's get back to it. Let's see. So I'm not actually... Have you not been sleeping? Not last night. So I'm not trying to fight him right now. What I'm trying to do is... How do you set up the parry? No. Come on. That was so bad, chat. All right, it hit the shield at least. Come on. Give me the parry. That's fine. I have never seen this in my life, chat. Did you know the Crystal Sage had a grab attack? Who knew that? I just got the Liza P DLC today. It's going to be my first go at DLC. I've never played Liza P. In fact, I've never played video games before. So, Ninja Ninja, I'll tell you what we do here. In my life, I never played video games. And I always dreamed of it. And so I started streaming in about June as my excuse to do just that. And, there it is. Hold on 1 second. Let me, So, once I get that, can I just wail on him? What's the situation? But anyway, so we have played Elden Ring, obviously the Dark Souls series, and Sekiro. Games I dreamed of playing. And then Elden Ring nightreign came out about a week into me being a streamer. And they added a ranked mode, right? For FromSoft games, the hardest they'd ever been before. And we got max rank. And we became one of the best in the world at the bow character. We got depth 5, rank 9999. And then we did all bosses hitless at level 1. And then we started speedrunning. And that's basically been the story. And I want to move on from other games to other games, but FromSoft games I love are like special in my heart. So I want to get a speed run down of every FromSoftware game, so I can do every game within about 5 hours. Mela says he's the GOAT of nightreign. First off, that's definitely not true. I was one of the GOATs of nightreign for a minute there. But at this point, I haven't played nightreign in so long that there's no way I could do anything. Elden Ring nightreign. It's an arcade version of Elden Ring, if you're unaware. And anyway, so our goal here is I need to be able to speedrun Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Elden Ring back to back to back to back in under 5 hours. And we will add to that Sekiro probably, because the Sekiro one's like 30 minutes. We can get our Dark Souls 1 run is like 30 minutes already, so that's like not a concern. And we're almost done with Dark Souls 3 practicing. All that remains is this one boss. If we can get Crystal Sage consistent, then the rest is free. That's sick. I can't do speedruns because I have a brain like a fish. I bet you my brain is worse. My brain is soup. In fact, right now, I can barely think a single thought. I know this isn't the guy, but I'm curious. You hit them once and they disappear. Okay, good. We're thinking of strategies here. It all comes down to practice. So, like, a big thing, Blinja, is a big part of why I have been doing the challenges I have is to prove to other people that anyone can do it. That literally anyone, somebody who's never played video games before in their life and has no hand-eye coordination and possibly brain damage, can do it all the same. And I think I've done that pretty well for the most part. I got to top rank, you know, proving that. And all it comes down to is how jobless are you? No, I mean, how much time you put into it. That's what I meant to say. Don't you dare. Ow. I hate this guy. That is not how it's ever going to really go. Right now, we have our stats obviously altered through a mod for practice mode. All right, chat. I'm going to remove all world record. Let's go. Yep, world record at being the slowest possible. Hello, Seljas. How you doing? You know what? We're going to change my stats, chat. But anyway, I defy you that you could speedrun or hitless run or whatever run. You just got to set your mind to it. All right, I'm setting my vigor to 1 now. You got this? You think? There we go. Our vig is 1. All we have is 11 endurance, which is what we'll always have because we never level endurance. Mel says, after moving to the capital, do you have a job outside of streaming? I do. I do. Streaming is paying my rent, which is amazing. Yeah, level negative 46, by the way. Streaming is paying my rent for sure, but like, it's not paying all of the bills, so I still am keeping my job for now. Endurance, dex, and just enough dex and strength to hold the weapon. All right, now let's actually show you how it's going to go, which is not good. I now have no vig, all right? So this is because most of the speedrun is basically a level 1 run. So that's what this is right now. So there's 2 possible openers to be ready for. That is opener number 1. Opener number 2 would be homing soul mask goes above his head. And then you can just one-shot him. Because he can't disappear. Like he just did. Alright. I think that's going to activate... same job as before. Sort of. It is slightly different, obviously, because I am across the country, so I can't, like, do exactly what I was doing before. Oh, will he summon multiple now? He will. Interesting. Even though he... Okay, that is... Oh, no. Okay, so I'm stuck in the corner, chat. I need him to disappear. All right, folks. Is it gonna be? Yep, he's gonna be the farthest one. I'm thinking of different strategies here, folks. Before we get into the speed run. You're kidding. That's tough. But that's why this guy's a nightmare. I know what we have to do, chat, which is we have to practice the patterns. So you can, again, for those who don't know, you can predict everywhere this guy is going to spawn with 100% accuracy. I love getting one shot. It just takes a lot of memorization, and we all know, longtime viewers here know, my brain is soup. As they said. Nice. You see the problem, chat? Now, in all the... it makes me almost want to get the RTSR setup for this guy, which allows you to one-cycle him. Because he can just... If he decides just, I want to put out the laser, for example, that laser, it just one-shots me. And he can just... Or sometimes if his thing floats all the way back to me without expiring, which is very unusual, but it will happen. And... There's just certain things here, folks, where at any moment it can end. All right, what are we doing today? 1, 2, 3. All right. Watch the crystals, chat. Left side. I vaguely can remember some of them, only. Watch the crystals. Over there. Over here. I don't think I'm right. I'm wrong. A way to train could be giving you the boss, you and the boss of nailed, so you can practice openings and dodging without having to reload the fight. You know, you make a great point. The issue is there's 87 of these guys, and so a lot of it will just be me being stun locked. That's the issue with this boss, is he's not like a normal boss. Interesting. So what I just did something I've never done before. I killed all of the ads. Now what happens? Is he infinitely going to stay there? Hold on, we're learning something. That's okay. We should probably do that, Mello. You're right. But I want to see this for a second. I've never seen this before. Look at this. Okay. I get one shot. Nice. This is the problem. The problem is if I have infinite health, this guy is... Well, I guess if I'm just training to be hitless. You make a good point, Mello. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. All right, I'm gonna... Where did it go? Where did the mod go? I think it crashed, maybe. Let's reopen it. Desktop, here we go. Silky Souls 3. Here you go. Take a look at this. So, what we do is Sadix, we're suffering. Bro, I am basically I'm not going to say I'm half asleep. I'm mostly asleep. I barely slept last night. And we are practicing Crystal Sage because at this point, like we can get a record with our run, but Crystal Sage is going to keep denying that. We need to get better at him. If you look, High Lord Wolnir, look at this, bro. 26 minutes in, and then Sage is beaten 13 minutes later, basically. I want you to remember, I killed Wolnir and teleport directly to Sage. In other words, 13 minutes of dying. That's just not acceptable. That is my best time as well. It's like, no. It's every boss I can now hitless, except Sage I die 100 times to, one of the easiest bosses ever made. No, no, no. No deaths, no damage. Infinite stamina, why not? Infinite durability. Infinite poise. And then enemies. No damage, no death. Mello just suggested in the chat. And you know, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm not even going to fight him. I'm just going to dodge him infinitely. So I could just be slashing him right here infinitely. Will he teleport? He does. If you touch him even once, even if he doesn't take damage. Okay, crystal here, left side. Take that! Lamau. Okay. Crystal here, left side? No, right side. Okay, so what were the crystal formations? One in the far left. Ahead, here. Okay. So it's like an upside down L shape. You see, Mello, the issue is this guy doesn't do normal attacks like a normal boss. You know? The issue isn't this guy either. It's the gank. When there's 80 of them that he summons. I would get him to second phase before dodge and evading only. That's where most of your problems seem to arise. I mean, no doubt. I mean, I need to learn the crystal formations, though. That's the other part. If I knew the crystal formations, there wouldn't even be a second phase. Like here, so he left. Hold on a second, chat. Hold on. Did you know he had a grab? We just found that out. Here's what you gotta do. You wanna beat this guy fast, chat? Watch. Are you ready? You ready? Are you watching? You go, boom! That's how you do it. Easy. We're basically learning nothing. There's no way to, you can't practice against him like you could other bosses. This is just a memorized puzzle. So we're gonna do just that. We are gonna do just that, chat. I got exactly what you need. I got the hookup. Get ready. Let me minimize this, my stream. Paste. Stage. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem. Yeah, is that all we can do is study this, basically, which is going to show us the patterns.
Going to be taking a more streamlined approach.
Let me show you this section here. Watch closely, because this is actually fascinating the way he shows it. Hold on, I gotta find here. The problem is that this is a memorization game, and we all know I genuinely have brain damage. Like, I've had so many concussions. When it comes to memorizing things, we're just not... So I don't know how we're gonna succeed at this, but let's try.
Keep in mind that some respawn...
Alright, watch this, chat.
...points have more than one corresponding formation.
So you run in, you attack him here. Here's your character, he's there tiny. Now watch. So, crystals like this. 1, 2, 3. Where does that mean he's gonna spawn, chat? It means corner spawn. Okay. 1, 2, 3, corner. Let's try again. A triangle. 1, 2, 3. Where's he to spawn? Right side. So again, this is all direction is always based on this being down, this being up. So if you get the triangle spawn, he's always in the far top right. All right, onward we go. In fact, you know, let me 2x speed this. There's no reason to watch this slowly. Now look at this. Corners, look at this, like a diagonal line. 1, 2, 3. Where's he gonna spawn? Somewhere over here, maybe? I don't know. Over here, look at that. That's a side spawn. All right. What about this one? That's an easy one. That's here as well. This one, full left side, that's up top. This one, a little harder to tell when you're actually on the ground, but boom, boom, boom. Again, that's a top spawn.
It's a good idea to have a homeward bone equipped in case any...
As you can see, chat, this is a nightmare. How many different spawns is that we have to memorize?
Finish him off. Though we will get into reading the crystal formations by the end of the video, it's not absolutely imperative that you be right on top of him as he reappears. If you're taking the +4 route and don't him, based on the first teleport, the 1 or 2... I'll take him...
I clearly went back way too far. Okay, here we go. So there is 1. I figured it out. Ladies and gentlemen, I have figured it out. Okay. What if we make a diagram? Chat, what if I draw a diagram so that, and I put it up on my screen so that when I fight Sage, I know where he's going to spawn always because I have it written down. Chat, what do you think? Have I cracked the code? Because we know my memory is very bad and I have brain damage. So there's no possible way I could probably memorize this in any reasonable amount of time. Yeah, that could work. I think that's it. I think, now there's a few ways I could go about this. I could go with screenshots, but I think better would be just to draw. Okay. So first we need to know how many are there? How many different spawns are
I'll
there?
take a moment now to present some of the formations in aerial view. Keep in mind that some respawn points have more than one corresponding formation.
Some respawn points. Right, all right. No, we knew that already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's a good idea to have a
6. Line the top of your body with sticky notes depicting the various pattern. These are ideas. First, let's draw it on the computer. There are 6 formations, okay? Writing it down is probably the only way I'd be able to easily do it. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way I think I could do it. Okay, 6. So, we need something like Microsoft Paint chat. What? Isn't there a free Microsoft Paint-like tool? Sadix, don't you... Isn't there a free Microsoft Paint-like tool online by browser? Do you know? JavaScript probably. Microsoft Paint online. Like, what is the best one? Because a lot of them are like, they give you, I'll give you an example, chat. Like, here's one. Yes, but it should already be on your PC. What do you mean? You're saying Microsoft Paint just comes? No way it does. Oh, you're right. Chat, I've never used Windows. I don't know. I've never used a computer until we started streaming. I don't know these things. I remember that's a lie. I used Microsoft Paint when I was a child in school, in typing class. Thank you, Sadix. I appreciate you. I didn't know that this was a thing. Brock Evan, it's been a while. What do you mean, sorry you're late? You haven't been around in a while. How you been? It's great to see you. We have decoded the Crystal Sage fight, Brock. So, what we need first is a line. So what, like this? Perfect. That is a not straight line, chat. That's a little diagonal. It's gonna make me go. All right, a bunch of tests. How'd the tests go? That's the question. And we'll do... No, I need maybe the delete key. How do I get rid of this? That's how. Okay, so 3 by 3. So 1... like this. Okay. We have 6 squares here. Then it says, and usually they have both the new version and the old version of Paint. Not sure what the differences are, though. I wouldn't know either. I just remember goofing off in Microsoft Paint in typing class when I was a literal baby. I think I got B or an A on math. Nice. Well, speaking of math, here's some geometry for you. Okay. So, we have developed a grid. Honestly, I could do this on like a graph, and it would probably be a little easier to do. But whatever. Okay, let me put this to the side. We got our grid, chat. This is what it takes to become the best.
This is rule number 2. Keep in mind that some respawn
Okay. So,
points have more than one corresponding formation.
the first one. How do I draw, chat? Is it this? Is there a thicker brush I could use, maybe? How do I get a thicker brush? Who here has ever used Microsoft Paint? Also, it is so bright. Oh my lord, is it bright. We'll have to live with this, because I don't know how to make a thicker brush. Maybe, no. Shapes, brushes, here we go. Chat, we're doing it. Okay, so. This is the bottom, so it would be like side. I use Ibis Paint. I don't know what that is. Thing. And then there we go. So, how's my drawing, chat? Pretty accurate, right? I would say. It's just a little more elevated. This one is just a little elevated, and that's full. I think that's good enough. And then where does he spawn? Of course it paused. I mean, it full screen. 10 out of 10, thank you. I'm thinking about becoming an artist. Okay, chat, how do we depict the crystal sage? Looks good. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate all your inputs because I need it because my brain is not working. What do we put to depict the crystal sage? Oh, I got an idea. Hold on to that. Hold on, folks. This is the Crystal Sage's soul. All right, we'll use this as our icon. So now that we have very detailed little drawings here, and then we use the actual soul as the icon. PS, I can't spell. Brogva says, you're a record holder? Yeah, I mean, everyone's a record holder in your own life, you know? We're trying to beat our own record. You could shrink any image of CS and paste it on there. That works. Dude, there you go. Okay, okay. All right, so this is absolute corner. So, chat, I'm trying to drag it, but it's not letting me. There we go. Boom. Okay, what do we think? This is wrong, actually, because this would be the corner, and you can't get into the corner. So it's more like... Darn it. It's more like here, I would say, like off the wall. Chat, if I missed your message, I'm sorry. I was grabbing this image. There we go. Because he's here, which is above this and slightly to the right. Well, I gotta go to schools tomorrow, and it's almost midnight, so see you. Thanks for dropping by, Brock. It's great to see you as always. We've gotten our run down to an hour and a half almost, so we're doing a pretty good times. All right, folks, I think we have done it. I might be the greatest artist who's ever lived. That's formation 1. Formation 2 now. Okay. It's a triangle. So it's like... here-ish. Bro, come on. Why is it every time I have to redo, like, making the brush thickness? You know what? I'll do... Chat, why is this the worst thing ever? Why is nothing intuitive? How do I drag something, chat? Who knows? I want to, like, grab this and drag it. I don't know what that is I'm doing right now. This art is going to be priced at $100,000. That's what I'm going to... I mean, that's what I'll ask. We'll see. Anyone know how do I like move something? Chat, this is so... In Linux, this would take me seconds. I could do this in GIMP in seconds. Like, the fact that this is as dumb and unintuitive as it is, man. All right, chat. I am so tired. Okay, that's fine. We'll just redo it every single time, because why not, you know? All right. There we go. And then, just slightly down this way, forming a triangle. There we go. All right. How's that? What do you think, chat? Am I close? It's a triangle, you see? And this is sort of like a triangle. I think we got it. I think this is good. All right. Where does man's come? Corner. Corner, folks. So we control that. And he is in the absolute corner now. I'll just slightly underneath because there's a tree there. And he is right, I would say, here. Yeah? A little bit below. Boom. Hey! Thank you for the whatever that is. They look like stars, but also they look like badges. More than stars. Chat, I'm hallucinating right now. Sadix, how are you today? Did I already ask you that? Did I ask you that, Mello? What's going on in y'all's worlds today? Oh, I'm so tired. I really just want to end stream all of a sudden and just like go to sleep, but I can't, obviously, for like 87 reasons. For one, I have furniture being delivered within the next hour, so I have to be awake either way. For two, if I went to sleep now and then like it's you know, as night is just setting, I would definitely ruin my schedule. Mel says I'm doing great. I love to hear that. Always makes me happy when people in the chat are doing well. Because on a selfish level, it makes the vibes better. So in this one, look what he did. He accidentally touched the camera, and so now it's askew. So we're just gonna have to imagine what it's like. Monster says, Morning Dan, use Katrai Snippets tool and copy of Crystal from game screen. Then paste to your grid. Snippets tool. What's that? I genuinely don't know anything, Monster. You have to understand, I just, computers confuse me. And are new to me. I just started using them. So I don't know what the snippets tool is. Either way, you see how slowly I'm doing this. It is great to see you, Monster. How are you today? Phoenix says, same old work, but today's my Friday. It is? No, it can't be your Friday. What? Try to finish Claire Obscure this weekend? What do you mean today is your Friday? Isn't today Wednesday for you? No, wait, it's Thursday, right? Because you're in America. Right, it's Thursday night for me as well. Chat, I am toasted right now. My brain is just gone. Mello says the musical I am in has premiere tonight. You're in a musical, Mello? And what is your role in the musical? That's the word I'm looking for. Let's all continue chatting it up while I draw this stuff. Okay, it's like that. And like this. Local theater, sure, but what's your role? Because I asked you, what is your role? And you said local theater. So if I'm to understand, you're the stage. So you lie down and people like perform on top of you? That's kind of strange. Like you're the stage? You must be a rather large gentleman. If that's the case. I have a feeling that is not the answer though to the question. Today's Thursday, but in the workforce we refer to our last day of work before our days off, our Friday. You said that as if I've never worked a job before. And when I'm not only actively work, but I've worked 50 million jobs in my life. I've never heard anyone say that. Okay? He said in the workforce, like, for us job havers, Mr. Streamer, like I don't have a job. But all right. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And we want the corner here, but not the actual corner. So like, yeah, like this. We are doing Flashdance, the musical. I've never heard of that. I have an ensemble role named Andy. Oh, really? You've never heard of that? Never heard of that. I've been working in the workforce since I was 13 years old. Many jobs. Because I've been living on my own since I was 13. Well, I know a Flashdance is like one of those things where you like are out in public and then like 100 people break into song and dance or something. it was like very popular in the 2000s. I remember there would be like in early YouTube, there were videos of that. And so I've never heard of this musical for it. And so you're just like a person in there who's, you know, so do you sing it all or do you dance or like what are you doing? Diddick says, Mr. Streamer, well, that's not going away, you realize, Dan. Mello says, it is based on an old 1980s movie. Cool. Well, I mean, that sounds very cool, Mello. You know, surprise, surprise, Mr. Streamer enjoys that kind of thing. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to figure out. I'm kind of messed up. I'm drawing, as we speak, I'm drawing, chat. There we go. Flashdance is an 80s movie. What is it about? If I might ask. You know what's another dance-related movie that I'm unaware of? Footloose, chat. I've heard of Footloose a lot, obviously, because of pop culture. Growing up, I heard about it as like an older movie. Is Footloose worth watching? Or not really? Because I know it's one of those like legendary movies in so far as pop culture is concerned, right? Okay, so this is a side. He's on the exact other side, so let me put this here. Oh, where'd it go? Hold on, chat. Hold on. Hunter says, I probably, and then I can't see because it got cut off. But I can see in a moment. I just need to... Hold on. I need to finish this here. There we go. I probably would have just taken screenshots and then used paint to circle the sage and crystal to see it easier. I mean, yeah, that's an option. I did think about that, by the way. But okay, here's the reason why is I plan to shrink this down. Hunter, what you're saying is the best way to do this. You're right. I'm just stupid. I'm making excuses now for my stupidity. Bella says, yes, absolutely. Monster says, a chick that is basically a semi-stripper. I'm sorry, what? What are you responding to, Monster? You're talking about Flashdance or are you talking about Footloose? Sadix says, Footloose is great. I'd watch it, but then I grew up watching it. Yeah, I have just, there's so much I haven't seen. A lot of like the very popular movies I haven't seen. You know what's a movie I haven't seen? The Goonies. I say that because Blinja posted in my Discord, and I know he posted what's his name from the Goonies, which I know only because of pop culture osmosis. What is it? The name? Whatever it is, and I've just, you know, and I never the movie Flashdance. I see. The Flashdance more like like in the literal term of flash dance, like flash dancing. I don't know. I'm stupid. I'm too stupid. That's the problem, chat. I don't understand anything and I'm stupid. And it's one of those things, like, I'll probably never watch The Goonies because I have an aversion to movies that are like, I can't watch like any media where children are the main focus. I just, it puts me out of it immediately. I dislike it. It just, there's something about it. I don't know. It's like in my brain. I just dislike. Like, for example, Stand By Me. It just, it's like, I don't know. Like, things like that, to me are like cringe. And like, I can't stop thinking about like how as child actors, their lives have definitely been ruined. You know what I mean? And like, they're gonna, you know, they're like the like, I don't know. I just, I don't know why. I can never focus with a movie that where it has like child actors as the leads. Don't know how. I always confuse Flashdance with Striptease. Is Striptease another movie? I remember there was a movie. What was it? Pretty Woman. That's the movie. I remember. That's another movie I've never seen. Which, growing up, we had I think the VHS for Pretty Woman, and that was I think that was next to the VHS for Footloose in the rack in my house growing up. And I remember as a small little boy growing up, I would stare at the box art for Pretty Woman. And I didn't know why, but I would just stare at it sometimes. And I never watched any of those movies anyway, but Mela says the short version of Flashdance is a girl works at a steel factory and at night she dances at a bar. She really wants to go in this really famous ballet school. I see. It doesn't seem like my cup of tea, but you know, anything can be good. And so I always keep an open mind. All right, folks, okay, here it is. 1, 2, 3. Daddy says, haven't watched Pretty Woman in a long time. Is it true Pretty Woman is bad? And that it's like, here's what I've heard. Pretty Woman is basically overrated. And then like in retrospect, it's horrible. That's what I've heard. What people who've watched it in the chat, does that sound correct or do you disagree? Is it an incredible movie? I, again, have not seen it. That's just what I've heard. Because I have this list of movies I want to watch, right? And it is like 1,000 movies long, like that are on my list. And I watch through these movies every once in a long while. I'll get the time and I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to watch a movie. And I pick something from the list. And I tried to order the list from the unanimously accepted as the best movies of all time to the worst, right? On this list. So if it's something that is like, this is like the best movie ever made, I'm likely to watch it next. If it's something like, it's culturally relevant, but it's, you know, whatever, then it'll be like 10 years before I watch it probably. So Pretty Woman was on my list a long time ago, but I removed it when I had been told by enough people that it just doesn't hold up and it's not worth it. She goes to a group audition and gets a callback for a 3-minute solo audition, but learns that her new rich boyfriend paid the owner of the ballet school to get her in. Goes to a group audition and gets a callback. Wow. That's drama right there. Me personally, I would have no problem with that. You know, I'd be like, great. You know, honestly, where's my rich boyfriend? You know, I'll take what I can get. All right. Maybe I think my vision of reality is far too skewed by being poor, chat. You know, but sure, that sounds pretty standard, I guess. I don't know. It sounds vaguely familiar. Like maybe I've seen it referenced mellow in pop culture before. Thadik says, it depends. I grew up with it, so I don't see it that way. But most people have the same opinion about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I love that movie. Is that true? Isn't Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves... Hold on, which one is that? Let me open this real quick. I'm thinking of Robin Hood Men in Tights, which everyone has told me is incredible. Robin Hood, Prince... Kevin Costner as... I don't even think I've ever heard of this movie. Alan Rickman is in this? Wait, hold on one second. Christian Slater? Dude, this cast is incredible, dude. Whoa. Okay, I've never heard of this Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves movie, but it has an incredible cast. Dan needs his sugar daddy. In my dreams, okay? I would love to meet, you know, I would love to go on a date and it turns out that, you know, some rich woman, and I'm ready, you know? Anyway, they fight, but she goes to the audition anyway. She gets in. They love each other. So he says, in being poor, Dan, we've learned how to stretch a dollar, a very useful skill. I knew how to do that when I was very rich as well. All right. Well, to be fair, no, I've always known how to do that because I've hustled since I was a child. I've been rich and poor at many different times in my life. So I don't know. Maybe it was being poor at some point that taught me that. Now, I think I knew how to stretch a dollar from my father because he was very cheap. Anyway. Mela says, songs include Maniac and What a Feeling. Maniac, like, he's a maniac, maniac on the floor. That one? I've never actually heard that song before. I only know, like, that snippet. Zedek says, Alan Rickman as Sheriff Nottingham is phenomenal. I bet. I mean, Alan Rickman is the GOAT. Love Alan Rickman. You know the movie I thought you meant, though? I thought you meant Robin Hood, Men in Tights, I think. The Patrick Stewart one, the comedy. I've heard this one. Oh, is that Carrie Elwes? Hold on, bro. I've never seen this before, chat. I've heard this is a great movie. Oh, yeah, Dave Chappelle is in this one. I remember. That is a horrible review score. Wait, hold on a second. 42%? Is this not a great movie? 42 and 81. That's divisive. I know. This is the one I've heard the people talk about. I definitely, hold on, let me take a note here. I'm reorganizing my movie list real quick on the side. Let me add that here. That higher in the list, because I am a big Princess Bride fan. So seeing Carrie Elwes. Also, I'm a big Mel Brooks fan. And so it's kind of shocking I haven't seen this movie. Hold on, just noting this down. Well, I have to go now to get ready for tonight. Mello, break a leg. Thank you for the good luck with practice. And just have fun, you know, enjoy yourself. What a cool guy that Mello is. There we go. And I've opened that there. There we go. Nice! We are taking a very chill day today, folks. We are really taking it chill, but okay. So, I haven't drawn this one yet. Boom, boom, boom. Selja says, well, it's an older movie than us being alive. True. What's your point, Seljas? There are I would say there's more... The best movies of all time, there are more of them from before we were alive than from while we've been alive. Because we've been alive a very short time. So just statistically speaking, you know, most of the best movies of all time will be older than us. And we don't want to miss out on stuff like that. I think the opposite, I mean, that just would be wrong. What do you mean you think the opposite? How long have you... Wait, hold on. That depends how long you've been alive. Have you been alive, like, are you 80? This is the first time you're going to be like, well, I'm 67. And I'd be like, oh, okay, well, sorry. The older movies are unbearable to watch. It's subjective. I mean, that's not a subjective thing. Right there, what you just said. All older movies, I mean, you've just generically classified every older movie. How old are you, Seljas, if you don't mind me asking? You can give me an approximate. Like, I'm very cagey about giving details, so I'm in my 20s. That's enough for people to know. So if you want to give an answer like that as well. Okay, you don't know what opinions are? I mean, I can't say my opinion is everything before the year 2000 is bad, for example. Like, that's not... It's like, yeah, it's like... I can give an opinion that, like... drinking water is bad for you. But that's not what a real opinion is. Right? I'm just saying things at that point. You know? Like, what do you mean? Like, you're like, every movie... all older movies are unbearable to watch. And then what do you define as older, by the way? Because you're talking about 90s as older. So how old are you is the question. That's why I asked that question. Because we have some very young people in the chat who have said stuff like that before. But I don't know. Because you're like, movies older than you are. But then what is that line? That's highly dependent on how old you are. Because if you're like... I don't know, like I don't know how old you are. Like if you're like 18, that's like, you know, but if you're like 35, these are very, you know, what you're saying could be very different, you know? And that's so like, I'm unsure. Didic says, I still enjoy the OG Frankenstein and Mummy older movies. Yeah, I love all sorts of stuff. I just rewatched the original Star Trek series. I love everything. I don't love older, new, whatever. I mean, good art is art. It's like saying, you know, all old art is bad or something. Like Picasso is. It's like, you know, I think all art can be appreciated if it's good. That's all it is. It's just, you know, critique of art, and art in its best form. Art is timeless. Heavily dated art where it's like very period specific though can be tough. Like stuff that doesn't age well because like it was written in a certain period about a certain period in a way where in the future they're gonna be like, what are they even talking about? Like that kind of stuff happens with like cheaper films. But a lot of like better movies are just timeless, you know, always will be able to be viewed at any point because it's just like the human condition remains the same. We all remain human. Anyway, what am I doing right now? That's right. I was drawing the map. Here we go. Put this over here. All right. And then back middle. Okay, I am drawing this. You know, it's one of those things where Hunter was definitely correct. And I had the same thought where I should just be doing a screenshot. But at this point, I'm stubbornly just continuing to do what I know is a dumber way of doing it. Because I'm already over halfway through. And I'm just doubting myself. I'm like, why am I this stupid? All right, where does he spawn here? Over here. Okay, I see. So that is almost corner, but not. More like close to, it's on the middle. There we go. I gotta make this bigger. There we go. We're doing it, folks. Here, I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek at my artistry. See, like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, right now, I'm making timeless art. You know? Here you go, chat. This is what you call timeless art. You can put this up in the Louvre, all right? And 1,000 years from now, they would be able to look at this and go, wow, that Dan, what a talent. You know? This is, for all of eternity, this is the pinnacle of mankind right here. And you get to watch it for free, chat. I mean, come on. How lucky are you? All right. 1, 2, 3. We're close. We're in the last 2, chat. We're almost done, and then we get to test out how this goes. Sadix says, oh yeah, that should go on the fridge for sure. Yeah, exactly. Okay. We're close, chat. We are close. Okay, and that goes right about here. That should go on the fridge for sure. That's a good one. All right, and then up over left. But not too over left. More like here. What just happened? Oh, I clicked. Bro, it just... Apparently right click is delete. I didn't know that. It deletes the last thing you drew, and because I have big fat sausage fingers, I fat fingered it, and it just deleted everything I did. All right, starting over. Oh, it's just the erase button. Interesting. Okay, that's cool, actually. Chat, I'm learning. I'm learning, but I'm learning slowly. What else is new? Okay. Almost done. Okay, this is all the way at the back wall. So this is like here. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, and then where does he spawn, chat? Let's take a guess. 1, 2, 3. Does he spawn on this side? He spawns over here. Okay. I really don't know nothing. This is the fact that we're doing this is gonna... Like, this might be taking forever, chat, but this is gonna save us so much heartache. This is gonna save us so much headache and heartache. I mean, now we're about to get a world record, folks. Y'all ready for this? Are you ready to see a world record happen for the first time live on the Doldrum Dan stream? You better be. I know I am. Okay. All right. All right. And the final one. The problem that I already know is going to happen, chat. What do I do with this knowledge? Okay, so I'm going to have the diagram. But how am I supposed to look at it and also look at the computer screen? I'm very bad at doing that. Because I'm going to have to look at it, quickly determine out of the 6 which is the one. I mean, maybe because he gives a little bit of time in between each one. Okay, so here. So it's like... brush, thick. Okay. Middle. And like here, right? Because if this is the top, then you go down and slightly to the right, but it's above this other one. Chat, get ready. I'm almost done. So we're on the last slide here, I think, unless I am just really stupid. And I might just be really stupid, chat. We all know that, so you're gonna have to cut me some slack. Just memorize it, easy peasy. Can I borrow a brain? Can somebody just... This is what I mean. I'm waiting for them to just replace our brains. And you know what? It's like, while I am a privacy nerd and a paranoid person, on the other hand, I just want to like put the chip in my brain so I can think, you know? Sadix says, there will be a time period of frantic looking during the fight, but eventually you'll have them memorized. I hope that's true, but Sadix, you are predicting exactly what's going to happen. There'll be just frantic, oh, which one is it? Which one is it? That'll happen every time now. But that'll be fun, honestly. I love that. You know? It is an Adult Dream Dan stream without panicking, and ladies and gentlemen, look, we've done it. I should sign it, really, you know? No, hold on. So if anyone tries to steal my artwork... Dan. That doesn't look like Dan right there. I don't know why I wrote it like that. Now if anyone tries to steal it, we've signed our art. All right. I'm taking bids. Who's gonna buy this? I'll make it an NFT. How much are you gonna buy it for? Chat? Make a bid. Come on. I'm waiting for the money. We'll start bids at $100,000. Sedix says, I would hate to have my brain replaced, but then I would just corrupt the new brain. I would hate to brain. I don't have a brain to replace. That's the problem. My God, there is nothing here at all. All right, here we go.
It's a good idea to have a homeward bone equipped, in case anything...
Yeah, if only I was that smart. All right, man. Let's try it out. Huh? Sorry. Did live split close? No, it just weirdly minimized. Okay. +3. Put a grass crest shield on. Okay, chat. Let me open up the mod. I'm taking no death off, no damage off, stamina, durability, one shot, poise. Okay, everything is normal. How much Vig am I supposed to have, chat? Let's find out. Level 10, strength 10. Is this Vig? 10 Vig. Okay. Enemies undone. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I am not going to see chat because I'm going to full screen on my second monitor our little cheat sheet here. How do I make it bigger? Control plus? Yes, that did it. Nice. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, there's a little zoom thing. All right. I will read messages after. Let's try it out. Now, of course, if I insta-die, that's going to be very funny. Obviously, that doesn't count. Well. I can't read chat right now. Because it won't let me off of the... As you can see, it won't let me off the screen. There we go. Well, that didn't go well, chat. That didn't go well at all. I ran right into it because I'm an idiot. See, I was trying to look at the thing at the same time is the issue. Try that again, huh? There we go. This time for real. There we go. Okay, here we go. 3 on the left, so he's here. Okay, we got that. One, two, three. Which one is this? Wait, which one is this? Chat, I don't have this one written down. Chat, this one isn't written down for me. We're missing this one. We're missing this one too. Chat, there are more than 6. Chat, I can't. Oh, chat. There are more than 6, chat. In fact, we know that there's more than 8. I can't believe I just missed like that. We know there's more than 8 because, I mean, that was, we just saw 2 we don't know. Okay, hold on here. 1, I don't know this one either. Look, there's multiple pieces. Stamina. Yeah. Where was he? Chat. Is there 100 different ones? I can't believe the hitless video only showed memorize them so you can add them later. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Memorize how many out of 100 different variations? How many variations are there, chat? It might be phase 1. No, because in phase 1, I know the answer. It's because there's only 6 variations of what he can do in the first, if you 2-cycle him. But we don't have the damage for that. We don't have the damage for that at all. I mean, I could just, like, skip doing Vig at all. And just, like, plan to hitless everything. You're kidding me. I did learn this from the hitless video, though, that if he fires the crystal, wait a second, because if you immediately L1 span, you raise your arm and he hits you. I do remember that. So that was on me. Oh, chat, we just spent how long? How long did we just spend on that? All for nothing, an hour? He's in the back. I don't know this one. I don't have this one written down. And now it's phase 2, so I can't even get him. Because none of mine apply anymore. We have kind of established a new way to do this, as you can see, though. Which is to kill all of the ads. Okay. You're kidding me. What? This is, I don't mean to, like, give you all headaches, but I'm, like, trying to get the cursor back is so annoying. When you just died, hold on, let me make this smaller so I can read the... At least you have a few you'll be able to recognize. That isn't really that helpful. That isn't helpful even a little bit, as you're noticing. Like, having, like, okay, I know what to do it, like, 2% of the time. Hold on, chat. You know what? I'll just die here. What is this? Chat? This is so annoying. You hear that? Somebody has, like, sold my phone number to a spam list. And, it just rings and rings all day long. And I have to, like, shut off the SIM card. to get it to stop. So let me shut off the SIM card here. Because you want them to take you off of the lists, the spam scam stuff, and the only way they're gonna ever do that is if their call goes like straight to a disconnected line. You know, they set up things so that it stops calling those numbers in theory. In practice, who knows? All right. Chad, you see what I was doing there? He can't teleport away whenever he has a soul mass above his head. 1, 2, 3. He's here. Oh, no, it immediately went into phase 2. That's why that was wrong. One, 2. Yep. Got staggered. The real problem for many, I've been really lucky with my number. I get maybe 4 spam calls a year. Yeah, I haven't gotten spam calls ever. Really, until it's like this week, somebody signed my old American number. Somebody signed it up. Clearly, somebody sold it, and now all of a sudden, I'm getting hundreds of them a day. You know, you'd think it's just like straight up harassment campaign or something, but all it means is that somebody sold the number. Because it means somebody by mistake put my number on a list that was this person. You know, picks up the phone, is scammable. Clearly. Like, they sell those, basically, they sell your number in, like, lists of, like, how easy you are to scam. So if you're getting 1 million calls, it means that you've been deemed very easy to scam. Now, obviously, for me, that's a mistake because I've never been scammed in that way, or I've never picked up a scam call. So, but I've just been mistakenly put on that list, and now I just have to live with it. Okay, 3 up here. He's top left. He's gonna disappear immediately too. Okay. Impossible to tell. A million of them. Maybe here? No. You're kidding me, bro. Do only the blue guys do the little pew 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 move? What killed me even? I don't know what move hit me, but something did. Monster was gifted a membership. Bro, wait, what? Well, at least you're the proud owner of some priceless art. I mean, true. See, there you go. Back to the art conversation. Sadix, no way. Wait, hold on. I gotta check this out. Is this real, or am I just being trolled here? Bro, thank you, Sadix, so much for gifting that sub to Monster. That is so cool. The real mage can pew pew pew, but he rarely uses. I've never seen him use it. Yeah. Thank you. That is so cool of you, man. That really means a lot, especially with everything going on right now with the moving and stuff. So I really appreciate that. Also couldn't have gone to a cooler person. All crystal sage patterns. I should have probably Googled this. Thank you, Sadix. You're awesome. Can you see on my screen right now, chat? Okay, yes, you can. I have the right thing up. I want to do a run, obviously, today, but, like, this is a genuine problem. We have the run down to an incredible time, but Crystal Sage is the difference between us breaking our record or not. Oh, my God. This is a 52-minute video, chat. Learn to... Okay. I have a feeling this isn't going to help. So you know what? While I have you all here, chat, I was sent one video, which I was told answers my questions completely, but I couldn't comprehend it. Y'all, though, somebody in the chat watching right now, may comprehend it. So first let's watch this and then we'll get
You want to 2-cycle Sage in your Dark Souls 3 hitless run because it is measurably and objectively easier than parrying.
Understandable, but you need to learn how to read the crystals to know where she teleports. Here, I will show you the easiest way to know where Sage will appear after she teleports. First, sprint to the Sage and make sure you interrupt the soul mass if she is going to cast it. Do as much damage as you can before she teleports. You don't need to do very much, but get a couple hits in. When she disappears, walk down the stairs to this spot here and wait for the crystals to appear. Where they appear will tell you where she is going to appear. Sage can appear in 3 possible places. This is the first configuration. It is easy.
3 places? Okay. Sage is a she. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard, that Sage is actually like, I think their weapon says she. Everyone says he, but I think their weapon like description or staff or something like something they have which the player can get refers to them as a she. Anyway, this guy just said 3. I have 6 written down. But okay, let's
To remember because the 2 crystals we see appearing here block out the other 2 possible spots she can appear. When you see these crystals, run to the spot near the fog wall, recover your stamina, and go to town. The second configuration shows a crystal blocking out the fog wall spot. In this case, Sage will appear in the left position. Run towards the corner and veer slightly left. Once again, recover stamina and go to town. The last position is in the middle. This time, the crystals will block off both the left and the right positions. Run towards the corner. Recover stamina and have fun.
You're saying it's either wall, left, or middle. This is only if you're able to 2-cycle. And so you don't know. This is the issue. You don't know. I don't have the damage that they do on these runs. Not to speedrun, just to beat the thing. 1 watch, 1 attempt. Huh? Okay, so not one person disagrees that this is all correct.
The second configuration shows a crystal blocking out the fog if she is going to cast it. Do as much damage as you can before she teleports. You don't need to do very much, but get a couple hits in. When she disappears, walk down the stairs to this spot here and wait for the crystals to appear. Where they appear will tell you.
I think we stop using the charcoal pine bundle against Wolnir, and instead we use them against Sage to have more damage. So what we're going to do, maybe position is point of view based. Maybe. What I'm going to do here, look at this. I am going to spawn in real quick. Travel, event, utility, enemies, items. Bundle. Charcoal pine bundle. I'll take 600, please. Okay, you can hold 20 bundles. I didn't know that. You can only hold 5 of the resins. Okay. Next. Sorry, Chad. Let's listen to what he said again.
Where she is going to appear, Sage can appear in 3 possible places. This is the first configuration. It is easy to remember because the 2 crystals we see appearing here block out the other 2 possible spots she can appear.
So this is 2 in the corner, which in my thing is these 2, I assume. No. Wait, no, it's Chat, I have none of these. It's these 2. Yes, it's this one. It's this configuration, so she's going to be here.
When you see these crystals, run to the spot near the fog wall, recover your stamina, and go to town.
Okay. So I'm going to mark my little MS Paint thing, actually, to say what are the only 3 which she can do in her opening 2. So I'll put a little circle here to know. Okay.
The second configuration shows a crystal blocking out the fog wall spot. In this case, Sage
Chat,
will
if we can figure this out, genuinely, this will be so huge. I think I know which one this is going to be.
appear in the left position. Run towards the corner and veer slightly.
So, which one? Is it this one? It's this one. So she's going to be here. So I'll put a little mark like this. That tells me that this is one of the openers. Chat, if we can get down a 2-cycle, this is going to truly make me so happy because
Once
this
again,
has been
recover stamina and go to town.
infuriating me.
The last position is in the middle. This time,
1, 2. Okay, so 1 at the fog wall. 2 is here. He's not showing the 3rd crystal formation, which is why I hate this.
the crystals will block off both the left and the right positions. Run towards the corner.
It's this one. Hold on, let me show you. It's this one right here. That wasn't good. Let me make a little... There. Okay, so it is this one because it's 1 and then 2. Let me double check that.
The last position is in the middle. This time, the crystals will block off both the left and the right positions. Run towards the corner. Recover stamina and have fun.
Okay, let's test this. I'm gonna give you a thumbs up. I'm gonna believe in you. I'm believing in this person, chat. Step 1 is just getting up to her. And then getting my stamina back. Yeah, there's no world I 2-cycle her, chat. Okay, so... Here. You see, I don't have the damage for it. And then I have no idea where she'll be because all of these crystals are just like... Yep, and dead. This is the problem. This doesn't help me at all. I just don't do enough damage. The speedrunners are just better than me. Oh. I mean, there's a way to... Okay, the speedrunners specifically go for soul mass. Saving the resin is definitely a good idea. I mean, it's something, but we need more damage somehow. I ran right into that. She did, then she did the move immediately. That was on me. That was on me, chat. I want her to do soul mass, which causes her to be frozen. When she does soul mass, she's unable to teleport again. And so if you just can keep her soul mass up, in theory, you know... Here, I'll show you what I mean. There we go. Unfortunately, but you can see the vision. Okay, so in here. The problem is you can't force her to do soul mass here. She'll just teleport again. Yeah, chat, as you can see, like, I can get it to basically a 3-cycle, but then that doesn't help at all. Because I don't know where she's gonna be. I wish they couldn't hit you through her. I'm trying to inspect a little bit. What do we do, chat? What do we do? Okay, here's what I think we do. First, I need to check on... I'm supposed to have furniture delivered. And hold on one second. Let me check on that. Okay. My thought is we try and hitless run everything. That's my thought. Like, if I just put my damage into Dex instead... Why did she just respond okay to that? Hold on a second, chat. Oh, Chad, I'm dying. You know, for all the people here who have been watching this inane nonsense, I must say, y'all are incredible, and I love you. Like, I really appreciate you for watching this. My plan was... My plan today was... to practice Sage until the furniture arrived. Well, that didn't help at all. To practice Sage until the furniture arrived. Oh, I misread that completely. And then do a speed run after the furniture arrived. Oh yeah, we're the best. You are the best. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. You know, that's another movie I have never seen, chat. I've never seen Rocky. That's on my list, though. That will get... I will see that eventually, but, like, how is Rocky? Like, the first Rocky, forget the rest of them. Maybe the rest of them are incredible. I've heard, like, other ones are great. But, like, Rocky 1, is that, like, really that good? I think isn't one of the later ones, like, the better one? Unbelievable. I just got, like, frame chugging that hit. Where's the Sage? Oh, of course. And it killed me before I could hit him once. Ain't that classic? So often when I'm fighting this guy, he lives on 1 HP. What do we think about Rocky, chat? You're the best is from Karate Kid? Is that true? That's so funny. Listen, what do you want? Listen, what do you want from me? I have watched Karate Kid. My father was very annoying about Karate Kid. He really loved Karate Kid. Okay, that was cool. He really loved Karate Kid. And he would say wax on, wax off constantly when I was growing up. Like, very annoying. But, I've never seen Rocky, so I didn't know it wasn't in that as well. You know? And to be honest, I think Rocky 4 is what I know most from in pop culture, because that's the one with the Russian, right? Or do they all have the Russian? I have no idea. I just know there's like the montage. You see, like, this is a dream where I did over half his health. I didn't even know there was a 5th one. Rocky 1 to 4 are fantastic. Balboa is good. Creed 1 and 2 is good. Creed? Oh, I've heard of Creed. Not the band. What's the relationship? Well, don't spoil it, actually. That might spoil something, because I will watch these movies eventually. Incredible. This is the issue, is I have no Vig, and so this is the easiest boss in the game, because they designed the boss assuming you could take a few hits. I cannot. He's the name of his opponent in the first movie. Ah, spoilers. Spoilers. I can't believe it. Is Rocky 4 the one with the Russian? You know what? Don't answer anything, because I will watch those, like, sooner rather than later. I wouldn't be incredible. I wouldn't be shocked if I watched the Rocky movies, like, this year. Which is a lot for me, because I rarely watch anything. Chat, I think the person on Craigslist selling these chairs is ghosting us. Adam, hello, hello. I can never tell you're in the chat because you have a green name, and everyone has a green name also. 1, 2. My first playthrough was as a caveman. Only loincloth, only bonks, no health or upgrade. Your first playthrough was no Vig? Oh, that's nice. Come on, bro. Do it. Do it. Surely, eventually, Chad. How you doing, Adam? We had that coming, to be honest. Big as an ending. Bro, I'm just trying to get soul mass right now, Adam, and I'm trying to practice this. And I was supposed to practice. I don't know if you heard me say it, Adam, but so my plan for today was to practice this dude until my furniture arrived and I had to let them in. And but now the furniture people aren't answering, so I'm just kind of stuck. And also, I haven't gained anything through my practice. We thought we had it, and we had nothing. I'm dying. No! You see that, chat? The homing soul mass is that rare, and so it's like how is it in the world record runs they get it on the immediately? That's her first move she does every time. I like never upgrade health. It's kind of a scam. I mean, that's definitely a way to think about things. See, this time I get it first try, and then I lose it immediately. Because when she has it, she can't teleport, right? Annoying. Well, at least we sort of learned how this works. I have 4 charcoal when I run in here, chat, and the problem is I'm never going to want to use them because I'm going to be too afraid of dying. So the charcoal pine resin solution isn't an actual solution. It also didn't, sadly, Dan, there's no sale for Rocky on Voodoo at this time. I don't even know what Voodoo is. What's Voodoo? What's that? Is that like a streaming platform that I've never heard of before? Adam says, also dodge rolling feels like cheating. I can push a button that makes me invisible for 1/4 of a second. True, that's what I've been saying. This is the worst boss ever made. Unless you're more of a physical media kind of guy, respect, but it can fluctuate. I was about to say I live in a village, but I don't live in a village anymore. Regardless, I live in Central Asia, and how would I ever find the physical media? Also, I can't exactly subscribe to normal subscription services, so for me, when I watch things, I figure we make do. We figure out ways to make it work. All right. What I do is I open up Napster. No, what was the one from the 90s or like 2000? You see, like, I hate this. I'm a search for what, Rocky? Yeah, I mean, Adam, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of something like that. What's that? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Not me personally. I grew up with LimeWire. I got scarred for life with LimeWire. The joke I was trying to make was pre-LimeWire, like the original one was like Napster or whatever. But like, LimeWire was like LimeWire raised me as a baby. I was on LimeWire. And that was a site where you'd go, ooh, I want to download the Backstreet Boys song. And instead you would watch a horrific nightmare video of the most brutal things you've ever seen. Or more than you've ever seen, more than you can imagine. Because they thought it was so funny. I definitely was traumatized as a small child on LimeWire. But it was a VOD store. Use a transaction model, not subscription. Do you own your media like forever? Like, do you download it like you have the MP4 type situation, or is it like one of those you own it in the store until they go bankrupt and then all your stuff is gone forever type situations? Oh, that is really inaccurate. Where even was he? The corner. Chat. See, there's no way to practice this guy just normally. Which way is it, Sadix? I just need more damage. So I want to start a run and try to do things differently, but Let's see. Gundyr. At what point am I leveling Vig? I think I start leveling Vig here, but I'll... Let me open the mod tool here. Let's mess around a little bit. Let's imagine a world where I had 36 decks. You own it in the store. Not the best model, but realistically, the site won't be going down in our lifetime. How do you know it won't be going down in our lifetime? Didn't that recently happen with a huge company that folded and everyone lost their media that they quote-unquote owned? I think... It's funny you said that earlier about the physical media thing, but I genuinely do kind of feel that way. Is that, like, if you don't have a physical copy or you have a rip of it that is on your device, that is yours, that no one can repossess, you don't own it. And I hate that we live in a world where, like... I hate the digital nonsense, really. I only upgraded Vitality for the first time after I got to like 99 Strength on Sir Flex. Matured this night with the Greatsword. Had a regen shield, so it was fun to regen. I don't know if I fully believe you, but that's dope if so. If you mean like a health regen shield, then that's pretty cool. Like going like the 1 a second route. Like that's a cool concept. Where? Where? Oh, I did too much damage is what happened. And now he's gone already. Unbelievable, chat. He had that region shield, so it's fun to region. Sadix says, given your situation location as you stare, Buddha seems to be the best character. What? Oh, you see the chat moved, but I couldn't tell, so I started reading your message, and then Adam's message was like mixed into it. Dude, I'm so blind, chat. Voodoo seems to be the best and most convenient option. There are options, Zadix. Let me tell you how it works. All right. Yeah, I liked it enough to make a second character who was full regen. That's sick. That is sick. In countries, okay. In poor countries, I'll tell you how it used to work. All right. As an example, I'll give you the yeah. So you'd go to the who remembers Blockbuster Video, huh? So I want you to imagine something like Blockbuster Video. It's just a DVD store. You buy the DVDs, okay? DVDs, whatever. You pay 99 cents for one DVD, okay? Simple enough, okay? Dan, what's the big deal? So you're saying you have DVD stores. This is an example of how things work out here. I'm not saying this is what I'm doing or whatever. But anyway, you pay 99 cents, you get a DVD, all right? Now, let me tell you about these DVDs. They come in a plastic case, usually. Video World, VHS only. Let's go. Bro, I loved... Dude, Blockbuster when I was a little baby. I have this... Chat, I have a vivid memory. Vivid. And sometimes it'll just... I'll feel it again. And it's so weird. It's like one of the strongest memories in my whole head. It's weird. Because it's so, like, unimportant. I remember buying Legacy of Darkness Yu-Gi-Oh packs from Blockbuster. They had them in the blister packs hanging I rented a Power Rangers movie, and at the checkout they had a little rack hanging Legacy of Darkness Yu-Gi-Oh packs. I remember this. I was like, I don't even know how old was I. Was like 3 years old. I don't know. 4 years old. I remember being there, you know, I definitely would have been there with like my mom or something. And I remember pulling it off, and, you know, whomever was with me bought the Legacy of Darkness packs for me. But I remember I have this vivid picture in my head of me holding the Legacy of Darkness blister pack in my hand and looking down at it. And to the left of me, there was like the Crunch candy. What was it called? It's like the blue box. Cruncher or something. But the Legacy of Darkness pack is so vivid in my mind, that image. And it's just one of those beautiful moments. And I remember we bought 3 packs of it, and I pulled nothing, but it was just so pure a memory. There are tools out there that let you download your own VOD. I've got several hundred on my NAS. What's that? So when internet is down, I can still access. Sadix is true. Anyways, that's a beautiful memory. Crunch clusters, that was a thing for movie stacks. Yeah, like, hold on. I think you're right. Bunch of Cruncha, is that it? Because when I was growing up, I loved Crunch bars, and so they had the movie version, which was like the clusters. What was the official Bunch of Crunch? This is it, I think. This is literally it. And so we had this. I had this in one hand, and I had my Legacy of Darkness booster pack in the other hand. And I'm sure my mom was holding the Power Rangers movie that we were renting. Network attached storage. Ooh, you learn something new every day. But anyway, to go back to the story I was telling. Or not story, but just an explanation of things. Dedix's Legacy of Darkness, wasn't that the pack with the spirit monsters? Correct. That's the one which has Yatagarasu. It has here, look, Legacy of Darkness Yu-Gi-Oh. This is a classic Yu-Gi-Oh pack. 2003. Dark Ruler Hades was in this. My mom let me buy a Shonen Jump at Blockbuster one time, and it was just the coolest. Yeah, like, bro. Release date, June 2003. So, if it was still on the shelf. Yeah, man. And this was an incredible pack as well. Like, obviously, this is one of the early ones. This one has Blue Eyes, I think. Doesn't this have Toon Blue Eyes? Am I wrong? Or is that a different one? I guess not. That must be a different one. But this had a bunch of like really meta stuff. I love Dark Ruler Hades. I never got Yatagarasu. That was an expensive card. But look at the cover art of this pack. Hold on. This is what I'm trying to show off. My mom, oh dude, Nintendo Power, got one of those too. Sadix says, I used to get a Crunch a Bunch after school all the time. My granny, God rest her soul, would get me that and a slush puppy from the Jiffy store, man. See, those memories are so beautiful. And I in my life, I have so few of those memories, but the ones I do, I really cherish. Legacy of Darkness Yu-Gi-Oh! Cover art. Its Last Will is the card that it's showing in the background here. Let me try and... Last Will Yu-Gi-Oh! Art. Is it? No, not Last Will. Chat, what is this? Who here knows? Sadix, do you know what this is? Here, it'll be on the card list here. It's a trap. Hold on. Oh yeah, Air Knight Parshath, man. This was the sauce back in the day. Hear Your Spirits, Yamada Dragon, which was so sick. Hito Kagotsuchi. But then them together was on one of the most ridiculous cards ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! Here it is, last turn. This card right here, which is just a naked dude, like, wrestling a 5-headed dragon with his fire hair and just, like, buffed out. And this card is, like, just the most unhinged card ever. I think Creature? Heart of Clear Water and Rhoda. Is Rhoda in here? Rhoda, let's take a look. You're right, Rhoda is in here. Reinforcements, R-O-T-A, Rhoda. This is one of the most, like, famous Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards of all time in terms of, like, competitive play. Was Creature Swap in here, too? It is. Heart of Clear Water sounds right. I know this is, like, garbage, but I definitely played this at the time because, like, what did I know? I was a kid. But this is definitely, like, this is, like, schoolyard card right here. Looks like Athlete Wrestling Python, like a Kuma. I mean, yes, exactly. And the guy is... It's this guy. Hino Kagutsuchi. But look at this. Like, the art is sick, though, isn't it? Like, it is very cool. And it's him, and he's wrestling this. The Yamada Dragon. Like... And this card, you win the duel if you use it right, but it's like, this card can only be activated when your opponent, until determine your life points are 1,000 or less, like the monster. Like, this is the most convoluted nonsense effect ever, but this is the most early Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever. Chat, this was my vibe. I mean, like, this art style. All of this. Like, early Yu-Gi-Oh! This art style, just, like, it blew my mind. I remember this is the card. This was a good card back in the day, by the way. Asura Priest. It could attack all opponents' monsters at once. You'd put an equip spell on it, clear a board. It was okay. But I pulled this out of packs nonstop, and I hated it because I never got anything good in this pack, and now I just kept pulling that same card over and over and over and over again. Always use Card of Clear Water for my Skyfire deck, specifically for Dark Flat Top. Dark Flat Top, what is that? That is cool that they have the connecting art. This was back when like the OG Yu-Gi-Oh art was like so. There was so much flavor. Like, here's an example. Check this out. This is Fiend Comedian. Here, let me, I think this is the website. Okay, so let me see if I can pull this up. This is Fiend Comedian, right? Also, gambling is bad. My kids are going to have proxies. That is cool that they have the... Gambling is bad. My kids are going to have proxies. What are we talking about? Sorry, what? What are we talking about? Where did that come from? I feel like I missed something. Let me see if I can find the original art for this. Fiend Comedian, because this is the censored art. And so back in the day, look at this. This was the real Japanese art. Look at this artwork, bro. The horror artwork, whatever. But look at that. You know? It's not that it's like kid horror, but it's like cool. And they censored this because Konami was like, that's too scary. And they censored it though into this Fiend Comedian. And it's not bad because it's like this has so much flavor. Like you can see how much work they put into censoring it. Like an artist was like took a whole new approach to it. And like, is it corny? Sure, but I love that. Marauding Captain is in Legacy. Yes, Marauding Captain, summon Marauding Captain. That was one of my earliest strategies because then you can't attack either. Do you know why there are 2 comedians on the card? Why? I know this is a reference to something. Why are there 2 comedians? Are we gonna... This kind of looks like from the Season 0 manga. Hold on, I need to send a crying emoji to someone real quick so that they understand my displeasure at the furniture not being delivered. 76 Samurai staples and legacy packs. That's a really popular form of stand-up comedy in Japan. Really? I didn't know that. I had no idea. Anyway, we keep getting sidetracked here. And they have 2 guys who bounce jokes off each other. Really? I did not know that. This card was so good. I think it's X-Sabers too. Man, I remember X-Sabers was the first card that was like, with, was not Emmer's Blade, the Locust thing, where it was like $200. Anyway, I'm trying to, what do you call it? Bootlegs. Bootleg DVD. You kind of see how it would work with the Norm Macdonald telling jokes on late night shows? Sure. I mean, I can get it immediately. Bootleg DVDs. So I want to see if I can find exactly what I want to look for. Hold on, let me... Honestly? Okay. Honestly, this right here is a good example of how it works in countries like mine. Except imagine a store shop just like that. With just a guy who sits out front and there's just like racks like this. And maybe they have a little tiny storefront. And it's all just bootleg DVDs. And that's how it works, because think about this for a second. In countries like mine, there's no rights. They don't give rights, the studios, they don't make deals to sell their products in these countries. So none of the streaming sites technically work here unless you use a VPN, right? In that same way. I mean, they work, but they don't have like everything. They have barely anything, you know. They have more localized stuff or nothing, right? And there's no, in back in the day, there wouldn't be DVD stores here because no official release would distribute to distributors here. So everything was just like a store of like bootleg DVDs that you'd pay, you know, $1 for, and you'd get a bootleg DVD. But let me tell you something about that bootleg. At least you'd own that media. All right, that was yours. Chat, do I just start the speed run at this point? We're 2 hours into stream. Like... Oh yeah, that's right. I just changed my stats. Let's test it. We're trying 36 decks, which is in theory I can get to 36 decks before fighting him. It'll mean I'm not putting anything into Vig. Fight Sister Freed? What? Huh. We're trying to practice here, okay? I would like to fight Sister Freed though. But chat, there's a very loud noise playing. Hold on. Chat, there's a very loud noise playing. Do you hear that? Where is that coming from? It's like the game. I don't have speakers. What is this? Hold on, chat. I'm muting the mic. I don't know what this is. There's a very loud noise right now, like music coming out of my computer, and I have no idea what's causing it or where it's coming from. Hold on, chat. YouTube is just so stupid, and I hate everyone. It's like, this happens all the time. Where if I have a video, like, I go, oh, I want to watch this later. And so I minimize this video, I pause it. And it stays minimized for, I don't know, 2 months. And then randomly, it starts playing. And it's like I'm in the middle of something, and then it just turns on at full volume, mind you. It's some YouTube bug. Dan is busy hallucinating loud noises, SMH. Chris says typical. Chris! Hello, there he is. Chris, we all decided that we wouldn't speedrun today until you showed up here. Finally. The cost of visiting Yu-Gi-Oh! Sites, filthy, dirty Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans, true. Ain't that the truth? Alright, hold on, let's try fighting this boss finally. Oh, YouTube, never mind, I jumped to conclusions. What do you think, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards started playing sounds? Alright, cool. What I would give to have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, and like a physical Yu-Gi-Oh deck again. Chat, I really want to play Yu-Gi-Oh on stream, by the way. Like, Master Duel. Because, like I said, I'm not just like a regular Yu-Gi-Oh. Fight Midir. We're gonna just saying things now. I'm not like a regular Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm building a deck now, my man. I'm not like a regular Yu-Gi-Oh fan. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Yeah, it's the, oh my gosh, I hate it. It's the trick them into think you're viewing so they get the ad revenue feature. I mean, it literally, not a bug, it's a feature. I was a pro Yu-Gi-Oh player. I traveled around. Like, I used to make a good income on Yu-Gi-Oh. I would travel around from event to event all over America. Okay, what's the plan here? So we've buffed. Okay. Let's see, chat, what our situation is. We're gonna, oh, we got it. Notice what I'm doing. Darn it. Got too close to the wall. Okay, we got under half, though. Okay, this is wrong. We can't know where she's gonna appear. You see, even with that extra damage, chat, I cannot get the, I can't get a 2-cycle. And I'm dead. This happened to us in actual runs, where Crystal Sage lives on 1 HP. That happened to us over and over again. What I would give to hold physical cards in my hand again, though, like, I remember when I was a kid, I had this Exodia deck, like little kid. I loved that deck, man. It was one of my first real decks. And years later, and the deck just one day disappeared. I mean, I must have been 5 years old or something. I don't know. And so it just disappeared, and I moved on with my life. And I remember being like 8 years old and finding the deck in a shoe. Really, man? Like somehow it was like in a winter boot that I had. Like, why did I ever, like, how did it get there? Clearly when I was 5, I stuffed it in my winter boot at some point. I'm just going down memory lane right now, chat. What does that story have to do with anything? Who knows? I'm just babbling. That's cool. Chat. Look, there we go. So we want to keep soul mass up because in theory we can one cycle as long as soul mass is up. Darn it. I still have all my cards. I still have my Ghost Stardust in a picture frame. What do you mean in a pic? Oh, like you framed it? Is it a first edition Ghost Stardust? What's its condition? You know, a first edition Ghost Rare Stardust can be worth like 10 grand if it's in good enough condition. You're kidding. Chat, I don't know what to do here. Because I have been going at this boss for what now, 2 hours, and I'm not at all better. I can recognize some of the patterns, which does nothing for me at all. Because it still lives too long, and then it summons all the dudes, and it just comes down to RNG when I finally kill it. There's no skill involved, it's just luck. And that's just not, that doesn't help me. Because then I get stuck on it for 12 minutes. You see, like, I can almost... You see that? I can almost two-cycle it, chat. I just need... How much more damage? 10% more damage, chat, would you say would kill it? Damage in these games is multiplicative, so I'd say 10% more damage. Sadix says... Hold on a second. Adam says, my girlfriend a few years ago was on a nostalgia for you and she wanted to play. I tried to warn her that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the best game of all time. I know, it really is. It really is genuinely greatest card game ever made. I mean, I think poker is better, but that's, you know, that's a different kind of card game. Sadix says, 10 grand ain't enough. I would not sell that thing unless I was threatened with homelessness. That's wild, bro. Is it first edition? I mean, I understand that, but that's special. Is it first? But she didn't listen and I was forced to destroy her. My brain is soup. My brain is soup. Chat. First, yes. Ooh, that is nice. That's real nice. Are you sure it's first edition? Because here's why it's worth so much. Because they never made a box of Duelist Genesis, which is where Stardust Dragon came out of, first edition. That's why I'm questioning... Because the only way to get a first edition Ghost Rare Stardust Dragon would be out of a tin. So did you open it out of a tin? Because a lot of people think their Black Rose Dragon or their Stardust Dragon are first edition and then realize it isn't. And it's because they never made them first edition except in the tins. That's why there's so much money, because they're so rare. The Ghost Rare first edition Black Rose is like 30,000 if it's in mint condition, I think. PSA 10. It's like 30 grand. It's more. I used to own both of them. Of course, you know, that was a big part of my income during that period. So that was the thing. When I was a, you know, pro, I'd travel to it, you know, almost every few weeks when they'd have their big tournament events with thousands of people. I'd travel there. I'd play the event. Any prizes I win, I would sell. Boom. That would pay for my trip. I would then go to the vendors all around the, what do you call it? What do you call it? Like, chat, I'm just gonna... The word for, like, the convention hall type of thing, right? And, I would make deals and, flip cards and then afterwards just sell stuff on eBay and make money for a month. I didn't know Black Rose had a ghost, but that makes sense. Yeah, it's the cover of Crossroads of Chaos. First, I mean, yeah. Bro, I have a... Do I still... No, I think I got rid of it. I had a destroyed first edition one of those. Okay, what am I doing right now? I am trying to figure out how to get 10% more damage. So RTSR, there is a route that does RTSR, but that would mean killing Dancer early. And that would mean radically changing how I play. I could do Flynn's Ring. I could get Flynn's Ring. It'd be, but I think Flynn's Ring is such a detour. Black Rose, Red Dragon, RDA, and Ancient AFD, I imagine all have, yep, they all have ghosts. All the Signer Dragons. But Black Rose was always the most expensive because it was always the best of them. Because Black Rose had the most competitive play because it would just destroy every card, you know, so didn't get better than that. Actually, I mean, Stardust was very competitive when it came out, but Black Rose lasted a lot longer in the competitive scene. Anyway, I mean, I think we could get Flynn's Ring, but that is such a distance away. Like, doing that would be kind of... It would be such a time loss. I feel like it's better to just randomly just fight the Sage. Here it is. We'll try Flynn's Ring.
Be sure to bring more souls.
Shut up. I refuse. All right. So let's see what Flynn's Ring does. All right. Flynn's Ring should... And how does it work? I don't really know, to be honest. I know it's a weight limit thing. Let's find out. I would only consider changing my route and adding this if this is a guaranteed 2-cycle chat. Because, like, how could I don't know. Oh, nice. Chat, look at that damage. Look at how much... Look at that damage that Flynn's Ring allowed. Then again, we did have a homing soul mass. Imagine... Chat. Imagine. If you have less than 25% of your max weight, you'll get a full benefit. Chat. That was a lot of damage. Okay, but that... She gave me homing soul mass. Let's see what that would have been like without that, okay? I don't know. Because Flynn's Ring would mean going all the way through Undead Burg. Which is like... Here. This is more normal. That's a 2-cycle, chat. That's a 2-cycle. Oh, chat. I don't know, bro. Look at this. Okay, let's... Oh, chat. This is juicy. How fast can I get Flynn's Ring? I can also get Chloranthy, right? Because Chloranthy and Flynn's are right next to each other. I'm correct, right? Try again. Let's see if this is just a fluke. I might rewrite the whole script now, chat. Bro, again doing this? I mean, like, this is great. I could 1-cycle, honestly, if I get this. Look at that, 1-cycled. If I get homing soul mass, you can just 1-cycle. Chat, I think this might be just too good to... Because here's the thing, this is so powerful. I'm thinking of how this will affect every other boss I fight. Think about it, chat. Every other boss fight becomes very easy. If I'm doing this much damage at this level... I don't want the homing soul mass here. I just want a normal one. Yeah, I mean, this looks like it too. Wait, what? I did too much damage is what happened. Ah, I did too much damage. Interesting. Okay, so this is a problem where I'm doing too much damage. Where? I mean, it's the same issues though, where I'm like, I get ganked. But look how, like, it's much easier though, even when this goes horribly wrong. Okay, so I think the way you manipulate this is you purposefully... Does it... Okay, chat, when does she go into phase 2? Is it at 50%? No, right? It's at 60. So I need to do not too much damage to her. That's what I'm seeing. So like this. So this shouldn't be phase 2. And then I should be able to kill her here. Try again. Lindsay's on the top of the house. Cloranthi's at the bottom level, next to the tower. Yeah, you do the jump. I mean, Cloranthi would be nice to have. Arrow fire destroyed, even though it's like... Look, I just broke the mod in such a wild way, by the way. Alright, let's fix that, just in case I did anything. Let me test that again, chat. It sounds like I shouldn't use the bundle here then. Let me try and not use the bundle. Yeah, look. And now I did not enough damage, which is what I wanted. And then I just kill. Okay. Level -17, by the way. Chat. How would we... What is the fastest way to the Flynn's Ring? Let's take a look. Because this is a big detour to take, but this might pay off in a long game. Right? Because think about how much faster we'll be killing bosses. Like, that is a lot more damage. Dark Souls 3 Flynn. Take a look. Dark Souls 2. Wow. What? I doubt that's going to help me. The 5 best rings in Dark Souls 3. This is the worst ring in Dark Souls 3. Lightning tree jump. Easy way 2023. Bro, I'm going to blow my... Alright. Let's see. Location walkthrough. I'm trying to remember where it is. I know where it is in my head. Make an executive decision for the Flynn Ring, basically. I know where it is, but I'm questioning how do I route it in the speedrun. Obviously, I know where it is.
Hello guys, Krulus here, welcome to the... And then you want to take the elevator back up. You might have done this with involvement in the quest. The elevator works, you have to step on the button there and then jump back off. Ah, there we go, and the one elevator will go down and another one will come down from the top. Now from here you can either take the elevator back up all the way to the top and able to talk to the giant who throws spears at you, making him a friend of yours.
Okay, that's not part of the... Okay, I get it. He's trying to make the giant...
Right here, next to these planks. And out here is where you'll do some part of the quest line for Sigward. However, we want to continue down this path and get some loot instead because I've already done the quest.
Okay, what happened? It's literally just... It says Cloranthi Ring, Flynn Ring. So, like, what is all this yapping
first of all,
about?
We have 2 hanging corpses above this little house here underneath the big balcony.
I'm muting your video, bro. I'm sorry. I think, I'm not... It's like you... Like make the title... Like, there's no way I have to go through this whole area in order to get it. The Flynn Ring, you want to know where it is? I know where it is, but the question is, what is the fastest way to get it on my speedrun? Route. Because as you can see, it's right before the Cloranthi. I know. But look at this. This is so far off of my path that this starts to get to the point where It's oh, you do have to go through here, don't you? This is at the point. Chat, this is at the point. I think his method, it is the fastest. You're right. I think this is but this might take so much extra time that genuinely it's better to just fight the Crystal Sage. Let's take a look here. We do Gundyr, Vort, Abyss Watchers. When would we get this? So we would have this by we kill Vort. We go to Undead, and then so we would have it before Abyss Watchers, so it would make Abyss Watchers go by faster. It would make Wolnir would also Wolnir goes by faster. I mean, every boss will go by considerably faster because I'll have more stamina. I mean, how fast can we do this run? I have to time it. Arguably, guy from yesterday recommended beating Sister Freed and using her scythe. I too recommend this as the fastest method of speedrunning the game. You see, now we're talking. Now we're talking. There has to be a faster way over here, chat. Like, there has to be a skip I could do to get here. But, like, let's pretend there's not for a second, okay? I'm going to quit the mod. I'm going to open the actual game. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to teleport over. Hold on a second. Still no answer, nothing? Where's my chair? Did you pay for the chair already, by the way? Like, did we just get robbed? I think I got robbed, chat. That was me just sending a voice recording to someone. I think I got robbed. I think the store straight up maybe stole the money. What I mean by store is person on Craigslist. I think they stole the money. Here's what I think happened. Just try it and then decide. That's exactly what I'm going to do, Monster. That's a good plan. Here's what I think, ladies and gentlemen. I think... Okay,
Yes,
never mind. I'm wrong.
indeed.
Yes, indeed. All right. We're doing this. We are doing this. You kind of have to decide for sure. Kill Crystal Sage by getting Flint at the cost of little time, or risk dying multiple times with time without the ring. I bet it's like 2 minutes and 44 seconds. The question is... It's a question of not only how long does it take, but how much time do we save over the course of the whole run by beating every boss faster? I would venture to guess. I mean, how much damage does it give? I really should know this. Because we can apply that to the time save. Flynn, Ring, DS3. Let's see. I think it's 10%, or is it 15? Lowering equip load increases attack power up to 15%. Bare Fist gets 24 attack, increase under 2.4 at 20, blah, blah, blah. There's a funny comment. What are the lore implications of this ring? Did Flynn run around with a knife in his boxers? How did he get any use out of this? True. I bet it's like 15 acidics. It's up to 15, but what are the breakpoints? That's what I'm trying to look at. Infects Your Life doesn't seem to have the very simple answers. For the full 15 increase, you need to be under 2.4 weight. You only get the 15% if you're under 2.4 weight. Okay, so I can't really test this right. Hold on a second. I got sent a message. 1 second. All right. At roughly 10 weight, the damage is down to 7 to 8%. It's hard to tell. If you cube the square, then divide by 3, you'll save 17.7 minutes. Interesting. That's fascinating right there, Monster. I would have to agree. I'm gonna guess. Let's you know what? Let's be conservative here and say 5% more damage. I know it's more than that. We're just gonna say 5%. Okay. Now it's multiplicative. Again, confusing. Who cares? Now, all of these boss fights are what? Like the boss fights are barely any time. Let's say each one is like a minute and a half if I first try. I don't know. I'm in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's say 15 minutes, let's say, and 10% of that is a minute and a half. Let's say having the extra damage saves us a minute in the whole run. What now? The math I just did is complete nonsense and makes no sense and does not check out. But let's just say, I think it's fair to say that we will do so much extra damage, we'll save a minute of the run. Not only that actually, the Chloranthy ring will mean I have more stamina, which means, okay, that my running sections actually go by faster. Hold on, chat. So here's test. All right. Right now, we're going to test this out. I think here. Adam says the other clone thing might make it all worth it more than Flynn's ring. That's true. That thing ups your DPS a lot. And but the main thing in this isn't fighting because it's a speed run. It's actually the running section. So that's where the Chloranthy ring might be like unbelievable. Where are we right now? Okay. Sounds like a testing stream for the rings. Ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-doo, ba. Ba-boo-boo, ba-ba-ba. I agree with that. I think we could still do a speed run, maybe. Probably not. No, we can't. I'm looking and I'm like, there's no way we get that time. Hello. Here's where it'll happen. So that's why we're about to test from here. You'll see. Can I survive this fall? Nice. Get out of my way, bro. You're kidding me. I'm just gonna go this way. You're kidding. Okay, I was wrong. I was like, oh, this way it's safe. Bro, no one has ever been more wrong than me right now. I know there's a bonfire here, right? Oh, can I just sit? Because it doesn't look like he can get in here. There we go. This is huge, chat. Hello. Chat, that was an impressive quit out. You gotta give that one to me. That was an impressive quit out. That was impressive. I like that. That was nice. That was a good little quit out right there. Doesn't help me at all. Yeah, that was a... All right. All right. Try that again. This time not like an idiot, though. I went the wrong way, chat. I'm an idiot. I immediately go, this time not like an idiot, and then I immediately do what an idiot would do. It was good, thank you. Thank you for the recognition. That's what I do it all for. Bro faked me out with his pot throw, by the way, just now. Anyone see that? I'm just gonna quit out to guarantee this. Okay, so the time is from the door, because here's the difference, chat. I have to go up instead of down. This is gonna mess with a lot of different things. So how do I do this, chat? Let's think for a second. So do I go down and get the bonfire below and then go back up? That seems like that would take quite a bit longer. Or do I do the... I think that's how I would have to do it. So we'll start the bonfire from... we'll start the timer from the bonfire below. I'm curious about this, chat. There's no way this works. Yeah, I knew that one. I'm so stupid. Why didn't I save? Why didn't I save my position there? I'm so dumb. I was like, will this work without spook? Obviously it wouldn't, by the way. I don't know what possessed me to just do what I just did. This is the wrong way. Yeah. I'm sorry about that, Chad. I'm wasting your time here. I need to be more respectful with your time. Okay, we missed the roll there. Alrighty. Hello. Nothing wrong with having fun, throwing yourself off high places for laughter. I chuckled. My man. You see, Sadix understands me. Hello. What's up? You gonna frame trap kill me? Okay. So here we go. I need a timer. Luckily, we have a timer. So, control reset. Okay. And I'm going to time it like this. Also, why is it 5:25? Okay, apparently this timer is not going to work. All right, we'll just have to pick a time to run from. And I'll sit, which will be the same amount of time as lighting the bonfire animation. All right. I'm going to go to the bathroom right after this. It won't let me... Oh, there. Okay. At 6 minutes. Here we go. Sit. Here's where I'm starting. Right now. So I have to run all the way back. I have to pass this guy, by the way, who's very dangerous. But that's okay. I then have to go up. Now, can I just quit out this elevator to send it down? That will make things faster. I have to go up. Send it down. And I don't know if I have to quit, if I can quit out, send it down here. I don't think that'll work. We'll see, though. I'll test that at the end. When we go up, I don't know where the part is that you... I missed it. I've never tried it this one. Chat, I don't remember where you get off the elevator. So this is stupid. I'm an idiot for not... Okay, let's figure that out first. All right, and then we'll have to... Let's see. Yeah, quitting out on this elevator works. You can tell because it's now the down position one again. When we were going up before. So here, all right, we're figuring this out. We're figuring out the fastest possible method to do it. Skip the elevator. So we go up. It goes down. I quit out. I missed the quit out. And then I should have just reset the elevator correctly. Let's see if that works. That's a big time save if so. Nope. That did not work. Then where's it going to put me now? Okay, so this elevator, it doesn't work on unless you're standing on it, I think. Nope. Then why did it work above? It only works in one direction, I think. Because I was going up, I quit out, and then it was the go down elevator. It only works in one direction. So quitting out is not going to help. Okay, we have to wait for the full thing. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it is what it is. All right, where do I jump off? Is it this? It's not this way. It's this way? There. And it's to the right. Hello. Okay. Was there an item up there that I just missed, by the way? Because if we're going here, we might as well look at other items. There's a bone. See if there's anything worth taking. There's a set over there. Club. Because, you know, if I'm going this way, it's good to know what we stand to gain.
No! You should have waited!
I wasn't waiting for you, bro.
Well, it's too late.
Good luck. Good luck to you. Have a good fight. One of those is a Taunter's, not Taunter's tongue, that's Elden Ring. One of those is the tongue item, though. I'm looking for skips. I think this is the tongue item. Yeah, pale tongue. And then that means this will be a set of armor. Yep. This is a dead end. This is a trap. Red bug pellet, nothing worth the time. Wasn't one of those guys supposed to come alive? Whatever. Chat, does anyone remember this part of the game at all and remember if there's like a good item here? Also, let me turn on no death, actually, so I don't just get killed by something randomly. No death, no damage, infinite stamina, durability, poise, one shot. All right, there we go. There we go. There isn't except for rings. I mean, they're alluring skulls. Chat, there are alluring skulls here, though. This could change our route. Because remember, we have to... Honestly, I would pick those up. This doesn't actually help us. Because our route still... We could skip the dogs and just get the alluring skulls here. Because this is on the way. Alluring skulls are very rare in this game. This is only 2 alluring skulls. Let me look. Versus the dogs are 3. Honestly, I'll get both. And it's just safer to have more alluring skulls. Okay, somehow I got a fire gem. Oh, Sigurd won? Chat, he beat the thing on his own. That is extremely rare, chat. I want you to know, him beating the demon, if you don't help him, the demon will win like 90% of the time. So him beating the demon is like extremely rare. Good for him. Good for him, man. Anyway, moving on. So alluring skulls, that's actually big. That gives us, if things go horribly wrong, that really helps us out. Hello. Human pine resin is I mean, I can just roll away from these guys. 3 dudes. Human pine resin isn't bad to have. I mean, it's more damage, right? So it does help to have... Like, the more resins I can pick up on my routing, the better. These things are annoying and could easily kill me here, though. There's a jump onto there, but what does that do for me? I don't think anything. I think that's basically it. I mean, I know there's more items out here, and there's a guy. But okay, so here's the Flynn's ring. IIRC. Here's this. Isn't there an item up here? I was right. Homeward Bones. I mean, this could save me money, but I'm not gonna... That's not worth it. Alright. And can I just jump to the bottom, chat? Will this kill me? Or, do I have to do that? Like, I could just go like this and it won't kill me, I don't think. Right? Let me turn off no death here. I think it will kill me as well. Let me save the position. Save position. Find out. Oh! It didn't kill me even without spook. I can't... I'm actually shocked I lived that. Let me go back. You can land on boxes and be fine, says Adam. Okay, but what if I just land on the ground normally? Okay, did I forget to heal, chat? Let me try that again. Landing on the boxes makes it fine, says Adam. Adam was correct. But, alright. So, now let's try. Yeah, my friends are a little bad at the game. They just dropped all the way several playthroughs. Interesting. So let me see. No, I survive anyway. I just didn't have health, I think. You did forget to heal? Hold on. I just survived this. Okay, so this is good to know. So I just am good. Yeah, I'm good. And then I pick up the Mirror Vest, which is worthless. And then, okay. And then from here, I would just bone out. I would just bone her out. Now, the question I have to ask you is there any... Oops. Is there anything here worth my time? Or should I immediately bone out? Like, is there an item around here that's very good or useful? Carry weight affects the fall damage 2 when you're light. Yeah, and I'll be light. So that really does work out for me. Is there an item here worth my time, chat? I know over here is tree balls to the right, but we don't unlock the path to tree balls. I made a mistake, to be honest. Hold on. There we go. Alright, now we can look around safely. Ow. I turned no death back on. Not I can think of, so I would bone out. Yeah, that's probably... Yeah, I think you're correct. I wonder if you can make it over there somehow. You probably can. I know there's a bone shard right there. Wait, interesting. Hold on. Nothing in you that I can think of. Yeah, I think pyramids you ring upstairs. Yeah, I think you both are absolutely correct. I just want to... I haven't been here in 8 years. So I'm just giving a little look around very quickly. Just for a moment. Jeez, bro. Have some dignity when I kill you. Bro's screaming like a banshee. I wonder what my runtime would be. Okay, so there's cash there. What is this item again? I remember this is something dumb. Chat, this guy is unkillable for some reason. There we go. What are we just taking a nap? Cestus for style maxing, imagine. Fire clutch, you were right. And here's the door I opened. And that's nothing. And if I go like this, I can kill a man. Woo! Imagine, chat. All right, last thing. Over here should be... How many runes is that? Large Soul of Deserted Corpse? This is just really good to know if I mess things up. Only 400, not worth my time. Get out of there. So I think this is 3 Alluring Skulls. Yes, it is. Okay, so I still need to pick this up. Okay. I think, chat, it's time to time it. It is time to time it now. Now that we know the route we're going, let's time it. And so it's up this elevator and it's not ahead, it's behind, right? Nope. I just need to make sure I'm running off the right way. Because if I miss my my exit, then I basically like the run is over. If I, you know, and we know how my brain is, how bad it is, so it's very likely I miss my exit. All right. Behind. So it's not here, it should be here. To the right, I think. Yes. Okay, it is behind and to the right. I just want to see one thing really quick because I'm curious how the mod works. And I'm sorry in advance, chat. Hello. Oh, no.
Never let this happen.
Well, I guess we're never going to see that. All right. well, yeah, well, right. Okay. That's so funny, by the way, chat. Did you see that? When I used the homeward bone. Dan, what you do, you saw nothing. I just used a homeward bone, chat. Did you see that it only said... Look at this. Look carefully at this. This is probably something you've never seen before. Bonfire last rested at. There's no option to go to a Firelink Shrine. Because I never... I used a mod, so I never have been there. So it's funny that the game keeps up with that. Even though in the game's logic, you would never... have a bone before that. Not onion, bro? I have no idea what you're talking about. That never happened. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to the bathroom very quick, and then we are going to time ourselves a run. All right? And we're going to see if all of this was for nothing. Because this is seriously going to make a difference for us, chat. If this works, this is genuinely a big deal. So, we will see. All right? Be right back. Actually, give me like 4 or 5 minutes because I'm going to go see if they... Because the furniture thing disappeared, right? I'm going to see if they actually did come and just left the furniture outside my front door and didn't tell anyone. I'll be right back. right, hold on. Gotta get myself back in this seat here. Oh, God almighty. All right. I gotta lift one leg in the air over the couch. Oh. Pull myself over. And then we just kind of fall slowly, not too hard, backwards, and we're in. Chat, I just remembered something I forgot to tell you all. I got caught. Chat. I got caught. They caught me, chat. It finally happened. Hold on a second. Why is this offset? The landlord caught me for the stolen bed. The unintentionally stolen bed. Let's go back. Unintentionally stolen bed that the movers yoinked from my old place thinking it was mine, but it was really my landlord's. The landlord noticed. So the landlord said either $10,000 for this bed that is worth maybe $50, I don't know. Because again, my landlord is a crackhead. Or I have to bring it back. And so now, chat, I don't even know if anyone's here right now. We're on break. I have to pay people. I have to rent a truck, a big enough truck to move it because it's huge. Maybe we'll disassemble it, whatever though. I gotta pay a couple guys to do it. It's a whole thing. Long story short, getting it back home, I'm gonna end up paying like $150, chat. Like I am in such a brutal position in terms of like no joke mafia loans. That's how it is in this part of the world, to be fair. All right, who's ready? Let's do a little test. So that's the door, and this is where we're gonna test how long it takes us. Basically, $10,000 for a bed. Is that gonna let you? I wish, man. No, they're crackheads. And that's also, I'm not saying that as a joke. I don't mean to disparage people who are crackheads. They are literally, the landlord is schizophrenic, maybe on crack. The son is on crack though, and the annoying part is they are my grandma's like. They're gonna rob my grandma if I don't either get them their bed back or pay them. Obviously, I'll die before paying them. I would never be able to get that money anyway. Nor would I ever. Again, I'm not an idiot. But so I have to get them the bed back. Long story short. Oh, unfortunate. I got totally screwed over by the people that basically I hired to help me move my stuff, who accidentally just yoinked it for some reason. I don't know why. They weren't told to. Anyway. All right. Here we go. I'm going to start the moment I hit the sit down button. Actually, I need to add... I'll have this on my belt. At 30. Start. I'm looking in the top right corner of the screen. That's my timer. So it says 26:34 right now, for example. I didn't mean to do that. Well, let's just pretend I got by that guy without worrying, okay? Also, this doesn't work. Chat. I'm missing my... I have cheats on. Look, I have infinite stamina on right now. Darn it. Bro... So this is not an accurate test. Hold on. Also, now that guy's gone, which is annoying, to say the least. All right. Well, death, damage, stamina, durability, one shot is off. Okay. Now everything is back to normal. It's just like... Also, I forgot to start the time. Dude, chat. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, I messed that up or whatever. It'll be a second off. Who cares? And go! All right, we pretend there's a guy here. Blah, blah. I went a little suboptimally because in the real run, I would be being chased. Man, I gotta get working on that biography about my aunt. Okay, well, I guess... Where is the elevator? How did it get sent? Okay, chat. Well, let's redo this. Biography about your aunt. Why are you writing a biography about your aunt? Was she a very interesting person? Is it just like a for fun thing? Or is it like, you know, because there's many different reasons for a person to write a biography about somebody. What is the inspiration for you to do that biography about your aunt that you're doing? What is this again? It's some, yeah, nonsense. If you don't mind me asking, of course, that could also be a very personal question, depending. All right, here we go. Chat, I'm frazzled. Everything that we have just planned and worked for. I'll wait until it's at zeros out. I didn't think to ask. How's the back today? Much better. It feels weird, but no pain. I'm walking fine for the moment. But we're way better. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Here we go. 29 minutes is when we started. So I go here. There's a guy. I do a little bit of that. I get around him. Again, I purposely slowed myself down there because there'd be a guy chasing me. Which move? Adam says, all right, that sounds random. Part of her story is in southern Russia and involves the Chechen mob. Ooh, sounds fascinating. I can see why you'd be reminded on it based on what I just said. Okay, we're going. We're going, folks. We are going. That does sound fascinating. Okay, off the side here. Okay. Running. There's a demon here who probably is going to one-shot me and ruin the run, but that's okay. I really love adding more random variables like demons that can one-shot me. Okay, be more mindful about stamina. Aren't there supposed to be dogs there? Okay, I go here. I pick up this item. I roll out. That's the alluring skulls. Also stop, because it would stop me. Oh Lord. I'm not gonna pick up that resin. That is not worth it. I then try to not get one shot by these things who easily, they might just wake up and one shot me. Item. And then I immediately drop down. I need to have full health. That's okay. That about tells us the time. 30:57. Okay, hold on. 30:57. So 29 to 30:57. So 30:57. It'd be about 31. 29. That's 2 minutes plus the bone animation, because that would have been the time to pick it up if I had done that right. But I'm an idiot. So about 2 minute time loss. Maybe 2.5 minute time loss, I would say, chat. So here's the question to ask. Is it worth the 2.5 minute time loss? It took about 2 minutes to get to the Chloranthy. Maybe 2 minutes, 15 seconds. If we're fast, we could probably do it in 2 minutes. It's gonna mess my splits up, is the thing. Like, my splits right now will be totally ruined because they're gonna be accounting for something that's... It's gonna mess this split up right here. Her dad went to prison because they wouldn't pay a judge and studied Sports Illustrated in prison and got out and made the only bikinis in the Soviet Union. He then sold them out of a trunk at the Black Sea. Business expanded. When the wall came down, the Chechens came in and wanted to own his business. That's usually how it goes. Yeah, it makes sense. What a story. Sure, I mean, we're talking real game time. 3:12:08 start, 3:14 death. So that's a minute 56 seconds, but then you got added time for like picking up the item and boning out. So yeah, probably like 2 minutes to 2 minutes and 15, I would say, to be conservative about our estimate. That's not bad. And over the course of the whole run, I bet you we saved like 1.5 minutes thanks to the Chloranthy ring and the extra damage too. So honestly, chat, and I think that'll change how we play against Dragon Slayer armor though, because we won't I don't think we'll use Herald set then. Honestly, I think it ends up it kind of, it's a net like loss of 30 seconds maybe only over a whole run, I bet. So I think that's fine. He was Spartic, so his employees flipped on him, hit on the mob's boss car instead of playing along and fled to, that's not the smart thing to do, I think. Fled to Israel. Really? That is a fascinating story. Pissing on a mob boss's car is not the thing to do, folks. Don't do that. You know, it's a nice way to die if you get seen. It's like, you know. All right. There are so many stories of people doing stuff like that around here. Like, people think, I'm gonna, like, do one last cool thing, like, F this guy. Like, I'm so cool. And then they think they're gonna leave, and then they get caught doing it, and then it's, like, a horrific, sad story. Only one way to know for sure. Get the rings, do a full run for fun. To be honest, chat, I don't have the time to do that, but I do want to do that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a run. The problem is my splits are gonna be messed up. They're gonna be really messed up. I think I need to reset these splits back to 0, right? Like, there's no other option, I think. I hate to do this after we just made these really good splits. How do we even do that, chat? That's why Israel. He also did in front of him and showed him. Yeah, that's great. How did he survive then? I would question if he did it in front of him. There was a button here, chat. I remember. We could manually edit these. Hold on. Okay, actually that helps. So I can just manually edit them to add 2 minutes. I wouldn't worry about the splits right now, but that's just me. Well, it's just because, you know, so split time, segment time, best segment. Split time, segment time, best segment. Split time, segment time. I think we just add 2 minutes to everything, right? Oh, you all can't see what I'm doing, can you? He previously was like employing half the town to give everyone gifts all the time. Like literally every person in town he brought stuff to. Wait, was he the mob boss secretly? Is that the secret twist of the story? Is that he was either the mob boss or a rival mob boss? All right. How? So if you see, there should be a button here, but I can't remember what the button is. Oh? No. Oh, here it is. Other. So we click cancel. Edit splits. What kind of bikinis were illegal in the Soviet Union? Really? I don't know. He built a clothing factory without owning the land for it. Ah, that makes a lot more sense now. See, now the story is coming together. All right. Clear times. Okay, chat. Okay. I'm going to start a run. I'm going to start a run. We're not going to be able to finish it. Okay. Do I do this? Oh, I wanted to test one more thing, actually. Because, you know me asking, Dan, where do you find these boss sims, the DS3 and Elden Ring ones? What do you mean? Like the mods? They're all in Nexus, but what do you mean sims? Do you mean the mods? Like Boss Arena? They are, it just search into Nexus mods, Boss Arena. You'll find the Elden Ring and Dark Souls ones. Okay, so here's what we're testing, which is against Yorm. I just am enough to light roll, and now I won't be able to. I'm curious if my dinky computer can run them. The thing is, you need to own the game to run them. Sadix is the thing. They run on the real game. So if your computer can't run actual Dark Souls 3, it's not gonna be able to run the mods. Now it can probably run this mod, Silky Souls, but again, you need the real game. I'm not telling the story, glossed over that part like a whole. Yeah, didn't think it was a big deal. I mean, that's classic. That's like the classic. Spawn item. Hold on. I need to find the grass crest shield. Item. Weapons. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There we go. Grass crest shield. Sometimes you gotta just do your ABCs, you know? Because where's G? Who knows? Are you sure you want to spawn all items in the animal kit? Warning, if you've already mass spawned, no. I almost just made quite a mistake. I own them on PC despite never playing them. Truth be told, I never tried to run them. I always assumed my PC wasn't good enough. You should probably try that before trying a mod, my friend. Okay, so. Chloranthy, Flynn's, and then the other 2 slots. Oh, interesting. I usually have 3 rings. I have the Lloyd ring. I just realized there's gonna be a little bit of a conflicting issue here. I get Pontiff's ring later in the run. And so what's better? I guess I would swap between Chloranthy and Pontiff in one of my damage rings for like running sections maybe. And then when I go into a boss, I would take Chloranthy off. Because what are my other rings? Pontiff's is obviously another one, but that's not what I'm looking for here. Chat, what rings do I get? Karthus Blood Ring. That's the one. Okay, so I'll take that off. But in this situation, right, because I usually have Karthus, Lloyd, and Pontiff. So instead, okay. Okay, so we just won't use the Karthus Blood Ring anymore, I think. Right? I think we just don't take the Karthus Blood Ring anymore. And we just leave these on at all times? Well, let's find out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Karthus Blood Ring. Okay, there we go. Isn't it the milk ring? Blood ring was a different one? No. The milk ring is the invisible one. The blood ring is the extra iframes one. The milk ring gives you dex as well. See, boosts rolling invincibility at the cost of defense. So, this is max damage, okay? And I have this guy. Now, am I getting more damage with Storm Ruler with Flynn's ring when I'm like this? Maybe I would take... Easy way to know. Like at this weight. Hello. 140. Okay. Since when do you have hands? Bro is still attacking me. All right, 140. And then let's see without Flynn's. 132. I think that I did a turnaround attack, so it might have been more damage. So Flynn's did an extra like 5% damage, which I'm shocked to see that, honestly. Even with the shield on. Yeah, that does way less. Just make sure it's not a fluke. Yeah, 140. Not a fluke. You know, just kill me. Faster than going to the... Okay. Faster than going to the bonfire. Okay. It is not faster than going to the bonfire because there's a loading screen. I'm so dumb, chat. I'm like the dumbest man who ever lived. What we're testing right now is will this help us against Yorm? The answer is yes. But now you'll notice something. We're 15.8, which means we are no longer... I need to be under 30% weight to light roll. So 15.8 puts me above. I'm still above. Now I'm below. Okay, so if I want to light roll against Yorm, I'll take off my crest shield and I'll keep the Chloranthy ring on. Yeah. Let me double check. Let's see. Roll distance from the bonfire there. Is there. Roll distance from the bonfire with this on. Is here. Is there a difference? Am I stupid? I feel like I'm going a little bit farther, but I can't tell. Can anyone in the chat with a brain tell me, am I going farther or not? Yeah, I am. Like, this is mid-roll, right? It's 30%. Yeah, it is. This is mid-roll. Okay, so for Yorm, I take off the grass. There's a little difference. Okay, so I take off the... It matters a lot, the distance, especially against Yorm. Oh, it says... yeah. I take off the grass crest shield against Yorm. But against everything else... let's spawn in some wind blades, huh? Cell sword twin blades. I'm so used to calling them wind blades. I went to W. All right, cell sword twin blades. There we go. Spawn. We're testing weight right now, chat. You're going a bit further than light rolling. Yeah, right. Going a bit further light rolling. Okay, so this is the most important thing of the whole run, by the way. I have to stay light rolling with my twin blades, and these would be my ring setup. But then the Pontiff ring might also be I'm sputtering. Is it Pontiff's right eye or left eye? I don't know. I'll spawn both, and then we'll know one of them is right. The Karthus is 0.8, and these are more. Look, boost attacks. Yeah, is what I thought. It's a lot heavier, but it's still fine. So this is the optimal setup. So basically, we will be. Well, this is how our character will be throughout the run. Twin blades, Chloranthy, Flynn's, Lloyd's sword ring, and Pontiff's right eye. This together should mean that I'm probably going to be doing unhinged damage. I want to test it right now. Let's find out. Weapons. Because chat, this is going to probably be the end of the stream right now. I really need to get to doing my other stuff. So how about we do a little Soul of Cinder, huh? Let's test this against Soul of Cinder. What do you say, chat? Oh, dude, this is going to make dancers so much better. We'll get a +9. Fusion. Sharp. Spawn. A sharp cell sword twin blade +9. Okay. This is all correct. This is what I'd be looking like at Cinder. Only one difference being... Also, how much more damage if I take the shield off? That's the question. I don't know how Flynn's ring really works. If I take the Grass Crest shield off, is it significantly more damage? I can't tell. Extra Life is the worst website ever made. No offense, but I hate those. The guy is fine, but just like the website, it's like, come on. All right, what am I doing? I need to level up. That's right, player. So my dex should be at 44. It's always at 44 once I get to Cinder. And this is what my big is at usually. 29, I believe. 29, 44. Okay. And we will always travel to here. Boom. Item. Consumables will always have the green blossom. And gold pine resin. You level up for soul? Yes, I did. So, there we are. Level 44 Dex is the correct level. 29 Vig. So this is what I'm always at when I get to him. A gold pine and a green blossom is correct. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, would you be embered or not? I am guaranteed to be embered. You're right. At least the first time I run up to him, I am, because I've just killed Twin Princes. Headphones on. Moving this in place, even though we're not using it. All right, let's see, chat. Let's see the difference. If it's even noticeable at all, I kind of doubt it, but we're going to find out. Oh, that's right. I have no heal. I forgot to. My flask is wrong. My flask is totally wrong. I don't have any flasks. Also now, oh darn it. All right, because this is gonna reset his position, so he won't be in starting if I quit out. Darn it. Okay. I messed. Oh, my flasks are wrong. They're supposed to be heavily upgraded by now. I messed that up so bad. And now he's no longer in first position. Now he's seen us before. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, how do we fix this? I don't think we can spawn in a stronger flask. Ammo, armor, consumables, key items. Upgrade materials, weapons, settings. How do we get more flasks? I don't think there's a way. I have to go to Firelink. I'm sure there's a way, actually. I'm looking for the, oh, there's just an ember button. I can just do that. It's a key item to get the shards. Yeah. I guess I just need to get shards and bone dust, right? Okay, what are they called? Estus shard? I know that's called that. And undead bone shard, is that the other one? Yeah. And then we go. Yeah, oh, that works. It definitely does. How do I get to Firelink, chat? I'm looking for Cemetery of Ash. No. Firelink. Here we go. Let's see. Maybe this works. Because now I need to upgrade. That's what happens. She looked at me the wrong way. It was her fault. And I move it on. No Ashen Estin flat. It won't wait. So if you can't upgrade your flask if you didn't pick up the Ashen. Oh my gosh, chat. Okay, well apparently we just learned something new because I skipped the Ashen Estin flask. There. You happy now? 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's wild. I never knew that. Yeah. Me neither. If you run past the blue fast because you're like, oh, I'm never gonna use mana, you're never gonna be able to upgrade your flask. How wild is that? Okay, chat. I almost just knocked over my entire desk with my computers. I think it's okay. That was very scary. All right. Let's burn the bone dust. We get Gillian's Dark Souls 2 corpse, and then we get one from the boulder. Well, you can always allot it to healing. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen. Now we're doing it. Okay. This time, now we test and we see how much damage we did. Now, of course, I shouldn't have gotten hit anyway, but that's besides the point. Now, we are under 30%, which means we're light rolling. We've got the Chloranthe, we got the Grass Crest. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, Green Blossom stacks with Chloranthe, which stacks with Grass Crest, right? A lot of things in this game do not stack. That's why I asked. Here we go. I go here. 1. Let's do this. I run. 1. Baseball. 1, 2. Ooh, you give me double baseball? Love that. I got greedy. You saw that, chat? I was out of stam, but I got my stam back so fast. Wow, do I get stam back fast? That's so nice, chat. Okay, really? Look at that. Come on, bro. Flint on me. 1, 2. Ooh, that is a lot of damage. Okay, that was a bad roll. All right, that was such a bad roll. That's a lot of damage. I've already mentioned that about the Ashen Flask. I found that out during my first speedrun. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me think about this. In a real run, we wouldn't have died, by the way, because obviously I'd be more careful, but what if we don't have the shield on? What is the difference in damage? I'm just curious. Because I'm a lot lighter weight now. Let's just see. I just want to see. I think he hyper armored through my... Okay, never mind, I was wrong. Yeah, that was pretty fast. 1, 2, Flin Flon. We're hitless, by the way. Bad timing. That's okay, he's over. Look at that. That What happens if we quit out here? I'm curious. This is just a test. 3.5 weight is pretty big. Yeah, it remembers he died. Look at this. Look at this, chat. So 18.8% versus 27.8%. That is a considerable difference. Now, I know the Flynn's ring, I don't think it works by percentage. All right, so this is the last thing to figure out. And I might need to like look up a Reddit post on this because this is confusing. My bad, 4.5. Because it's confusing right now because the Fextra life is like doesn't give an actual answer. Let's take a look. Flynn ring DS3 how I don't know, man. Like I just said I don't know what I'm even typing. How does it work? How effective? From 5 years ago. I don't even know if these are going to be right. It scales on units equipped. For every half a unit, the effectiveness goes down. It doesn't scale to your max equip load. Every equip load boosting rings weight is also counted, so they're useless. Okay, none of this helps up. Every equip load boosting weight is counted, so they're useless. Hold on, apparently my furniture is about to be here. Hold on, folks. Anyway, none of this is Franklin's skills. How many units of weight do you have? Not percentage. To get the full 15% damage, you need to be under 2.6 units of equipment. That's cool, man. I need to know. That's what Fextra says, by the way, which is just stupid. It's like I want the exact answer. Do I need to? It's fun to type stuff like Flynn rings. What it do? Question mark. See, there you go. You're getting it. How underwhelming Flynn's ring is. Don't waste your time on a Flynn build. This is the dumbest person alive. And then they say something that's based on percentage. This person should be banned from the subreddit and laughed at in the clown square. Not the town square, chat. The clown square. All right. Calculator, maybe? Is there really no calculator for this? Does not grant attack power after 30 equipment weight. I mean, for each unit... Okay, here's the fandom, okay, page. Maybe this will be better than the stupid Fextra Life page. Okay. Does not grant attack power after 30 equipment weight, so... Provides a maximum attack power increase of 15%. Attack power is boosted roughly by 0.5% per full point of weight under 30. Thank you! Finally, somebody answers. Okay, so 0.5% per... Okay, under 30. So let's take a look. So... Like... Okay, sounds like the Flynn hater couldn't beat Sullivan. There you go. Wait, what? Why is that? Did you maybe speed read before I did? Okay, so this is... 2% under. So this is what, a 1% damage boost? Is that what I'm seeing? That this is a 1% damage boost? Did I understand that right? Hold on a second, chat. I need to reread this. 0.5% per full point. Okay, so in other words, this build gives me 1% extra damage with Flynn's ring, which is enough because of multiplicative. I guess this is enough to oh, because with the So 5 is like 2.5% more damage, and then that's enough to kill Sage. Interesting. So it's just right on the edge. But this, look at that. That's 11. So what is that? 5.5% more damage. That is a lot more damage. So in other words, I think we abandon Grasscrest Shield and use Chloranthy Ring. Let's double check though. Let's see the difference between the GCS and the Chloranthy. Let's find out. We're learning, chat. What sucks is tomorrow we're going to do a run and I'm going to forget all of this stuff and we're going to mess up the run halfway through. Grass, Crest, Shield, DS3. Let's take a look. What percentage? Improves stamina recovery by 4 points per second while equipped. Okay, 4 points per second. Chloranthy Ring DS3 DS32. I have big fat fingers, chat. What do you want from me? Raises stamina recovery speed by 8. Oh, sorry. +1. I mean, the +1 means +0, right? Yeah. There's no just +1. Okay, so 8 points per second versus the Grass Crest Shield, which is 4 points per second. So the Chloranthy Ring is just better. I'm a Flint hater too. It doesn't help my caveman build despite being naked because my bonk is too big. Well, I mean, yeah, of course. I feel the pain of fat sausages for fingers too. I mean, to be fair, I don't really have sausage fingers. I'm just a large guy who's very uncoordinated because I got brain damage. Brain damage ever since the day I was born. All right, here we go. So, I think in this one, in this version of events, I'm never using the Grass Crest Shield except for when I'm running. So in running sections, I'll equip the Grass Crest Shield. But other than that, in any fights I do, I'm going to take this thing off. And we're never using, like, the dagger to quick step anymore, basically. Let's look at this, though. Oh, look at that. We mid-roll now when we have the staff. This is fascinating. Do I care, though? Honestly, the answer, I don't think I do. I don't think light roll is... I mean, there's a lot of scenarios, but I think it's not the end of the world, honestly. I think we just need to remember to take the staff off whenever we're not using it. Interesting. So what is the new route? The new route is we go Gundyr, Vort, then at Undead Settlement, we take a detour after we hit the bonfire below. Take a detour. We go and we get Alluring Skulls. Nice. Oh boy, I should have left that open. I'm being texted. Yeah, okay, so what is the difference with our run, chat? It's literally the same, except we take a break to get the rings. Then we bone back and we continue to do Abyss Watchers, High Lord. There's only one more change, chat, to the entire run, which I'm thinking about. That change would be... I think we fight Dragon Slayer armor differently. Hold on, let me get you there. Where is it? I think we fight Dragon Slayer armor without chat? Okay, I don't know what just was happening there. So usually with Dragon Slayer armor, I would have the Herald set on, because it makes it so that I can just stay close to him and attack him more. But I think I'm not going to do that. So then... let's try this out, chat. Let's see how much damage we do here. Alright? I think everything is set correctly. Am I forgetting anything? I would be +9 here. That is correct, because I did the chunks. All of this seems right, chat. I might as well get in a little Dragon Slayer armor kill before I end stream. Why not? For the folks. Okay, so I'll run up here. Level 59? Yeah, that's fine. That was a mistake. That was another mistake. I need to heal because I want to see the full effect here. Really? Hola! CRZ and Saida, hello. Unfortunately, I only speak English, Saida, so I don't know what that second thing you said was, but welcome to the stream. I want to redo that anyway. Welcome, and look where it put us, chat. How fascinating. Let's warp again. No habla español, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. But CRZ, it is so good to always see you when you do come around. We are just about to end the stream, folks. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all those things if you like this kind of stuff. We have a new route, basically. Unbelievable. Come on. Come on. Come on. What is making this harder? Bye, have a good one. I actually bought YouTube Premium. I actually bought YouTube Premium account on different accounts, so I had to watch YouTube on a different account. That seems like a nightmare. Yo quiero Taco Bell. I actually bought YouTube Premium. That sounds like, bro, all the subscription services. I've done that before. I mean, I'm sure that's like in our age, that's such a common experience. Seeing you after 2 weeks, where you go to subscribe to a service and you do it on the wrong account and then you're just screwed. Okay, why am I struggling against him right now? I feel like I'm not doing the amount of damage I should be. Then again, against him, usually I would... It's the armor. It is the armor, chat. It's genuine. I think it's the armor. Because usually I would be... It's much easier to get punishes on him with my armor on because you stay close to him. Let me try this again. I was out of stamina. I didn't mean to keep him behind again, by the way. I meant to heal. I'm getting hit because I need now my location. Chat, I'm gonna have to end the stream. Hold on a second. I have no idea how to send location. I'm sorry, I don't know how. You're gonna have to give them the address. I don't know how to send a location. I have no idea how to do that. All right, chat. I have to get out of here. Since you have tailbone issues, I'm not using laptop since because of bad posture. I've ruined my back. Listen, you want to talk about back issues? I slipped a disc the other day. Anyway, folks, CRZ, you and I, we're living a similar life. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, you have all been incredible today. I love you all. You are the best there ever was. No one has ever been better. I cannot thank you enough for being here today. I gotta run because a whole bunch of commotion is happening here now, and I got furniture being delivered and a whole bunch of this, that, and the other. Oh, look at that. Here, I'll hook somebody up real quick with this. Here, I'll hit somebody up who we, a member of the community. I'm gonna raid them and run. I don't know if I even have time to raid them. Can you drop a pin on Google Maps and copy and paste the details? I don't have my location allowed on any app or computer thing because I'm a paranoid person. Here, we're gonna do Selju's. Boom. See y'all tomorrow, everyone. This is somebody in the community. Cool guy. See y'all.